Ghost Rider, man. That's the move right now. I think we on like 76, 77 episodes, you know what I'm saying? So if you watching this content after it was pre-recorded, I mean, if I'm still alive, you could watch it. But if you watching this after it was pre-recorded, then you're a channel member. Thank you for your channel memberships, you know what I'm saying? So this is probably more than likely, you know what I'm saying, gonna be members content. I'm just making this content for the members. Try to keep that. As long as we have over so many channel members and we're actively adding channel members, then I gotta deliver content. Since live streams are probably 70 to 75% of the content that I do, then you know what I'm saying, I usually come on here, lately, since we're getting channel members, definitely, and drop the members content. You know what I'm saying? That being said, you guys watching the video, y'all please don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. This morning, man, it's like I ain't got no audio to share, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got no visuals, I ain't got no news stories, and I ain't got no sources. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nobody in the stream. So I don't feel bad because I know I'm going to have to say this again. If y'all are watching it after it was pre-recorded, I apologize about that. People do be challenging me, though, about the sources and everything for the content. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just kicking game to y'all. So I'm giving you forewarning and foreknowledge. This ain't no news stories, no sources, no nothing. It's just my thoughts. And I'm sharing my thoughts with the chat. And you know what I'm saying? I encourage the people to participate in the chat. And I'll try to read every comment like I used to members content. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and get to it, man. If you ask me, okay, and I looked at what's going on in the world. So you think of a major war in the world right now. There's two of them. Well, there's one major one. I mean, if you ask Vladimir Putin, he'll say he ain't even fighting a war with Ukraine. He going on year number 5. You know what I'm saying? Working on 2 million people dead in Ukraine, in Russian conflict. So if I look at that Russian-Ukrainian conflict that's been going on for 5 years, I would say that's a major power that's involved in the war. Would you guys agree? Russia is a major power. Russia has more nuclear weapons than any other country in the world. And they've been fighting Ukraine for over 5 years, or about going on 5 years, excuse me. And I'm talking about you looking at over 1 million souls dead. Good morning, good morning. You guys, y'all please double tap the screen for me, like the video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, guys. Y'all jump down in the comment section. Y'all share my thoughts, man. You know what I'm saying? Share your thoughts, man. Republicans, independents, Democrats, it don't matter. Good morning from India, y'all. Please double tap the screen for me if you're on the cell phone. Like the video. You know what I'm saying? Guys, I'm saying that Russian-Ukrainian war. What's up, Masonic? That Russian-Ukrainian war. You see what I'm saying? Here we go. Now, the United States, Israel, and Iran is involved in the conflict. So now you have 2 world powers that are fighting a war. You see what I'm saying? Two of there's 3 major powers on this earth. Okay? That's the United States, that's China, and that's Russia. Some people will put India in there. You know what I'm saying? India is developing into the 4th world power. They have nuclear weapons. They have more people than anyone else in the world. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is you got those 4 nations on this earth. And I'm saying 2 of them are involved in wars right now, typically in the same area. You look, Putin, he's fighting and then in Asia, you have Israel and Lebanon. You have the United States and you have Iran. You have the United Kingdom headed that way. Look at all the nations, the Gulf states that's been hit. Qatar, you have Saudi Arabia, Kuwait's been hit, Iraq's been hit. I'm talking about, and then, like I said, you got Russia and Ukraine actively fighting a conflict right now. Guys, y'all tell me what y'all think. The world is not at war right now. This is how many nations were involved in World War II? Somebody look it up. If y'all know, y'all get down there and drop it in the chat. You know what I'm saying? How many nations were involved in World War One? And how many nations right now, or if you say it's a war, a military conflict, what have you, I'm saying over the last 4 years, starting with that Russia-Ukrainian conflict, in which over 1 million people have died, you see the whole entire East, now the United States and Iran, has been involved in a war. I believe that World War III has already begun, man. I'm telling y'all, that's what I think. I'm telling you, this is freestyling, man. I'm in the chat. I'm looking for some good comments, man. Y'all telling me what y'all think. Because I'm telling y'all, that's all I'm talking about this morning. I think that World War III has already begun. Good morning, Nick. Good morning, Star. If you guys haven't liked the video, I see y'all in the comments. Y'all double tap the screen for me. Like the video. Y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. You know what I'm saying? Guys, what y'all think about the content? What y'all think about the conversation, man? I see y'all want to talk about all this other stuff besides what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the world at war. I think that's why it's so important for President Trump to get a peace deal. Because I believe this whole situation could go in a completely different area, man. How many of you guys, and we're going to do a live stream on this on Thursday, how many of you guys have heard about the drones that continually are being flown over the United States military bases? You know what I'm saying? How many of you guys heard about that? What's up, Upright? How you doing? How you doing? How many of you guys have heard about the drones that's being flown over the military bases? You know what I'm saying? Like that, I mean, to me, that's just like, and look, they said they weren't commercial drones. The military, it's a military base in Louisiana. The military tried to jam the drones and they couldn't jam them. I'm saying, you know, Russia is helping the Iranians. That's proven facts. And I believe the Chinese will help the Iranians too. I'm saying I don't think we're on the verge of World War III. I'm not saying I don't think we're in a situation where Russia's going to try to send troops to Iran or China's going to send troops to Iran. But I think it's very possible in the near future that China does attempt to take Taiwan. Or attack Taiwan. If you were the Chinese, okay, and you had plans to attack Taiwan, you telling me this ain't the best time right now? I'm talking about if I was the Chinese, I would be trying to do that tomorrow. Who's going to come to their rescue? You see the United States, the most powerful military in the world, the United States, they calling for, and ain't no one coming to their rescue. So I'm saying, who's going to come to Taiwan's rescue against China? The only chance America will have to lead that defense. And I'm saying, if America is involved in Iran, how can they defend Taiwan? To me, if I was Xi and I was going to make that move, this would be the best time to make the move. The best time, man. I'm trying to tell you, and I believe like, it's so much stuff that's going on in the world. To me, it's more than just America fighting that conflict. I just don't think that President Trump, I don't think that we should be that bogged down in one conflict. I think our military should stay flexible, ready to answer a call on a moment's notice across the entire world. That's what I believe. You know what I'm saying? And I believe us being bogged down in a conflict, I believe that's going to lead to World War III. You know what I'm saying? Or we might be in the middle of World War III. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Charles, man? How you doing, man? Charles, will you please tap the screen for me, man? If you haven't liked the video, go ahead, like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, guys. Today, man, I'm doing the content, man, for the members. You know what I'm saying? I know it's Sunday morning. I'm waiting for my members to get up, man. If you guys want to become a member of the channel memberships are $2.99, man. Just hit the button with the $sign in it, and your donations are much appreciated. World Free Speech says the Taiwanese aliens. Taiwan is original Chinese people. Asian people love each other. Stop spreading hate with wars. Spread love like God meant it was supposed to be. I hear you talking, sir, but I'm saying like we should spread love like God meant it to be, but that's not reality. That's a fantasy land. In reality, sir, what you don't know, what I'm going to be talking about on Thursday is the Chinese. They're starting to be a little bit more aggressive in the South China Sea. Yeah, they getting back to some old ways. Yeah, I'm saying we're supposed to spread positivity and wish for positivity. That's what I've been saying. But while we wishing for positivity, the United States is dropping bombs. Like P. Hegseth said, the United States is negotiating with bombs. So I'm saying wishing for positivity is wishful thinking. You know what I'm saying? You could say the Iranians, have they ever been wishing for positivity over these last 40, 50 years killing Americans? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they have. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying in reality, that's not reality. In reality, the Russians have been going at Ukraine. In reality, over 1 million people have died in that conflict. In reality, Putin has lost hundreds of thousands of Russian soldiers in over 4 years, and he is still trying to take Ukraine. That's reality. You feel me? I'm saying we ain't gonna never quit spreading God's love, but saying having wishful thinking, we pray and wish for peace, but in the meantime, while we wishing and praying, we live and we dwell in reality. In reality, the United States and Israel are at war. So the Houthis, they fire missiles at Israel now for the second time in a row. The Houthis, if you guys don't know where they're located at, down there in Yemen on the Red Sea. So, in my opinion, what Iran is trying to do is Iran's trying to tell America and the world that if we wanted to, we could stop the shipping lanes in the Red Sea as well. That's reality. You see what I'm saying? The Houthis firing a missile at Israel. I'm saying we should hope and pray for peace, but that's not reality. We got to live in reality, and reality is that Israel has to fight another front on this war. And they fight to the north, they fight Lebanon. To the south, they fighting the Houthis. And I'm saying to the east, they fighting Iran. They fighting a three-front war against one nation. You see what I'm saying? They've been fighting that same three-front war, four-front, five-front war against that same nation for decades. That's reality, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Someone said, scripture says, let no man deceive you. Facts. You won't be deceived, in my opinion, if you stay grounded in the truth and you stand on what you know and stand on what you believe. Then how can you deceive me if I'm standing firm on what I know and what I believe? And that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, in my opinion, with that conflict going on with Russia and with Ukraine, and with the United States, like keeping an eye on China and Taiwan, that situation, and what President Trump himself said, he put out 8 wars. He only been president for 15 months. That's a lot going on in the world. So as a leader, I'm saying that if China attacked Taiwan right now, that's like the 3 powers involved in the war, man. Like World War III, man. We trying to spread positivity. We trying to. How we spread positivity is stop dropping bombs. When you think if America stopped dropping bombs, that's the biggest spread of positivity that they could do right now? You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, like, I don't see America's military objectives in Iran. And I'm saying in my mind, like, I mean, we'll be in the middle of a world war and we'll look back and say, I mean, like, we don't want it to get any worse than what it is. And that's right. That's why, that's what I've been saying from day one. And y'all know I have been saying, like, I believe, like, we need to end this conflict. Key says, didn't the IDF use white on Palestinians? I'm not sure. I don't know, Key. You know what I'm saying? I've said that. I've heard that, you know what I'm saying, things that was done by Israel against the Palestinians were pretty ruthless. Tens of thousands of them killed. I mean, I know Bibi right now. Bibi is this is Bibi's opportunity. This is a career dream for him. Bibi has been wanting to do this and dreaming about what he's doing right now against those Muslim nations for a very long time. So it's like career goals and ambitions for Benjamin Netanyahu right now. So he's fighting against Lebanon. I'm sure he's going to find a reason to fight against the Yemenis and the Houthis. You know what I'm saying? Because they're starting attacking him. I mean, like, I don't know, just to me, Israel relying heavily on the United States to fight the war for them, I think that's noble. I just think President Trump's going to have to, sooner than later, President Trump's going to have to make the decision. Because if he doesn't make that decision, I'm saying, look, Israel, Netanyahu doesn't want the war to end. Netanyahu has goals in Iran. And his goals in Iran, I'm talking about he trying to the ground flatliner. That's why it's a fact. I'm not saying whether or not President Trump's going to make a deal. And I know the Mossad is on the ground trying to carry out Netanyahu's objectives, but it's a fact that if the Israelis found out who the Americans were talking to, they'd probably try to kill him. It's a fact that Israel wants this war to continue, which I've always said, and I'm not an enemy of Israel like other people are. I just be fair and objective in the situation. Objective, subjective, whatever objective. I always said, listen, if Benjamin, and I understand the beef that Israel has with Iran, when you talk about the Palestinians, that's a whole nother conversation. If you talk about Hamas, I understand the beef that Benjamin has with Hamas. Let's be real, y'all. Who gonna take up for terrorists? You see what I'm saying? When Benjamin fight terrorists, who gonna take up for terrorists? When President Trump fighting against a terrorist regime, who gonna take up for the supreme leader? No one could take up for them terrorists. The only reason why I said that now is because of the cost America is paying and the purpose America has in this war. It's not that I'll ever take up for any Iranian leader that has gotten killed. Not the ones you talking about the Iran, you talking about this Iran that's been in, nah, we ain't taking up for nobody. It's not about taking up for nobody. That ain't what it's about. It's about what's best for America. But what I'm saying in the case of Israel, since we brought up Israel and we brought up Benjamin Netanyahu, in the case of Benjamin, you can't look at America's beef with Iran through the eyes of Benjamin's beef. Because I'm saying Benjamin been going at it with the Iranians the whole time he been prime minister of Israel. He been trying to get at Iranian military and their nuclear capability since 1995, boy. I'm saying this has been a long time mission, ambition for Benjamin Netanyahu. And I'm saying, like, this your biggest your biggest beef. Like, imagine you got somebody who's saying that you shouldn't even be alive. You don't deserve to breathe. And this person say they done did drive-by shootings at your house and stuff. I'm saying this is what Israel is going through with Iran. Say this person that killed some of your cousins and stuff. Ain't no love lost, man. Like, you can't be fair and see how Israel is dealing with Iran and say that you are against that. That's not logical thinking. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can recognize that Benjamin Netanyahu killing Palestinians is a problem. And at the same time, you can recognize that Benjamin Netanyahu wanting to kill Iranian IRGC regime. Like, you got to be able to see two things at the same time. It's who he after. So I don't have no problem with Benjamin, his beef with Iran. You got to understand that. But what I'm saying is American Marines. Oh, so President Trump, the American Marines, they just gonna supervise the IDF. Cause see, the IDF going into everywhere else. Y'all tell me where I'm wrong, Benjamin. Hey, somebody, y'all talk to BB. Y'all put BB on the line. I tell BB Big Ghost want to holler at him real quick, cause BB, I pull people's cars. I'm a break it down, because I'm gonna be fair about it, Benjamin. I'm trying to be fair to you, old BB, but this is what I'm saying, BB. I'm saying the IDF, I see them going into Lebanon. They holding South Lebanon. The IDF, I see them going everywhere else. But listen, y'all, the first time that President Trump struck Iran, Operation whatever it was called, well, I ain't trying to be disrespectful. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, we seen satellites. CNN had posted some pictures of some satellites, like a long line of trucks at that Fort O location, I believe it was. And you know what I'm saying? We were thinking that they trying to get that uranium. They trying to move that uranium from out there, and they might have at that time. So what I said is, instead of you announcing and calling the Iranians and telling them you're going to hit those 3 sites, what I was saying is why didn't the IDF at that time, the Mossad, why didn't they put boots on the ground? You could do a co-mission with America, a co-mission with Israel leading. You know what I'm saying? The United States just making sure it don't get out of control like Secretary Rubio was talking about, but Israel leading, because that's Israel's beef mainly. That's Israel's op mainly. So what I'm saying, they could have did a joint. The reason why I was against America bombing Iran, because I was thinking back then, y'all could go check the content that you need to put your hands on that uranium or your eyeballs on that uranium, or you're going to deal with this problem again. You could obliterate the sites, but if they move the uranium before you hit the sites, what does that mean? And then as soon as you leave, they come back to the sites. What happened? They start reconstructing the sites, brought the uranium back. I don't know what happened. I'm just talking. But I'm saying you should have, when you knew where the uranium was, instead of coming out and telling everybody you're going to bomb them and, you know what I'm saying, showing off the big, beautiful bombs, I'm saying you really should have been with the Mossad and those, the IDF, man. They should have put boots on the ground. The IDF should have been got that uranium. That's how I was looking at it during that time. But what I'm saying, BB, like, I don't never hear about the IDF. He ain't putting no boots on the ground in Iran. That's my only hang up with the situation. I'm saying, okay, you got 2,500 Marines. You feel that? And you say you got 2,500 Marines. And after them 2,500, you got 2,500 more. And then you got 1,000 airborne, 82nd Airborne, man. Shout out 82nd Airborne. You know, I was stationed on Fort Bragg. I don't know how they rearranged the base, but you know what I'm saying? 321st Field Artillery, that's the unit I was in. It was right down the street for Fort Bragg. So shout out 82nd Airborne. Shout out all our military members, service members, all our veterans, man. I'm a veteran, man. Y'all pray for our veterans. But this is what I'm saying. I'm saying, though, like, you got 5,000 Marines and you got 1,000 airborne troops. Where the IDF troops at? That's my only problem with. Listen, if I could talk to President Trump and Secretary Harris, because this is what I'm saying. Think about this: the IDF. Who you think more familiar with the terrain in Iran, America or Israel? Because I could promise you one thing for certain and two things for sure: the Mossad has contacts, if they're not directly themselves, are in Iran. I can promise you that. The Mossad has a long-standing relationship with Egypt and Iran. Long-standing. Ties that has never been broke. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying, like, Israel, they're probably more familiar. They probably got more intelligence. They're probably more like, I would imagine that Israel has more intelligence assets inside Iran prior to the bombing than America, than the CIA for sure. So I'm saying the IDF, they're probably more familiar with the terrain, the culture, the everything. Why aren't the IDF? Where's the IDF at? That's what I'm asking. Where's the IDF at? Oh, we got 6,000 Americans prepared to, and we got 15,000 IDF troops prepared to. Because I'm saying they quick to go into Lebanon. They quick to go. I mean, Palestine, you know, that's within the borders of Israel. So I could understand them. But I'm saying they quick to those. But I'm saying, like, Iran, why Israel ain't putting boots on the ground in Iran? I don't get that. Benjamin, you want to destroy their military. I'm saying that's your objectives. And I started off by defending them and saying that I understand why BB got beef with Iran. It makes sense. And we've been helping you out a lot. But I'm saying, BB, your objectives in Iran and our objectives in Iran are two totally different things. And I believe, and I don't believe, I'm saying I know. If America, if this becomes a quagmire, this is where America loses half of their power. If you know, you know. The dragon and the bear together against the eagle. And this is where America loses half of its power. If you stay bogged down in this conflict, the decisions that President Trump make are shaping our future and the world's future. Right now, transformation. If you stay bogged down, I think World War III, because China's going to end. I think China with Taiwan, I'm telling you, their military is starting to get more aggressive now. You see what I'm saying? I think it's not a coincidence. We have drone sightings over military bases. That's not no coincidence. I ain't going to give you no conspiracy theory. I'm going to just tell y'all what's going on. That's what we talking about Thursday. Drones that can't be jammed. That are commercial grade, past commercial grade. Military grade drones that continue to fly over military bases in America. It's like we got to wake up, man. We got to wake up. You know what I'm saying? We got to wake up. I'm saying, can we afford another 9/11? We can't afford no more 9/11s, can we? We're not sleeping, are we? We're not sleepwalking, are we? Somebody says Midnight Hammer. They could be jammed. It's just civilians don't have the technology to free. Like, nah, man, not those. Listen, not those drones that were flying over that Air Force base in Louisiana. I got the story for you coming on Thursday, bro. They couldn't be jammed. The military couldn't jam them. They did it for a week. Swarms of drones, several times. This isn't the first time we dealt with the drone sightings. We were doing this in New Jersey and all along the East Coast like last year. And I mean, we could think of that just like as that's just some kind of weird coincidence or, you know what I'm saying? Like just civilian drones or, I mean, that's what we hoping. We hoping it's civilian drones. But I'm saying, what civilians are flying drones over military bases? Military bases where the B-2 bombers at that's finna attack Iran. What's civilian? I'm saying, who wants to do that in America? Who trying to do that? Lockheed Martin. What's Lockheed Martin? What Lockheed Martin? I'm saying because you can't just say it's like me and my homeboy and it's the Proud Boys, or you can't say it's the Democrats. You can't even say it's a state government. This is in Louisiana. I don't care if it was in California. What Gavin Newsom care about no B-2 bombers? He ain't bombing California. He going to bomb Iran. He not trying to see no B-2. If he want to see him, he going to walk through the front doors. So ain't no state government's got no reason. So I'm trying to figure out what civilians want to see how the United States would defend against a nuclear attack. This is what this base in Louisiana does too. That's flying swarms of drones over your military bases in your country. Swarms of them. I'm saying, who would do that? Mexico would do that? It has to be somebody affiliated with China, right? Or not China, I'm sorry, somebody affiliated with Iran. Because Iran has the most to lose. They finna get bombed. I'm saying, to me, it's petrifying to think that anybody flying those drones over a military base, I don't care if it was a civilian, I don't care if it was a little kid. Swarms of drones over a military base? Are you serious? Somebody Google how much a B-2 bomber costs. Y'all don't see what happened in Ukraine? A swarm of drones could destroy that B-2. I'm talking about, like, you don't need, I mean, you just run the drones. This is in the United States. The world's different, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's a different world. Different war, different everything. And I just think, like, I mean, to me, if Israel was sending the troops into Iran, that would make more sense. I think America should be there as a supporting role. Because I'm saying, if I was President Trump, like, man, I would have been blew the whistle on BB. That's time, BB. That's time. Yo goes for BB trying to completely destroy the Iranian military. I don't think that's not conducive for the goals of the world. Like, that's some personal stuff BB got against Iran, which is, like I said from the get-go, is understandable. But the world, you ain't making the world safe by tearing down Iran, BB, because you don't like them. You feel me? That's not making the world safe. That's just something you trying to do. The world is safer now. The military objectives have been met. If you trying to get the rich uranium, I think you really could get the rich uranium with making a deal. Me personally, I wouldn't put no American boots on the ground. Not me personally. You can make a deal. Listen, that uranium is at what, 60%? You got to get it to 90% to get a warhead. So they got to enrich that uranium 30 more percent. You already know when they going to start enriching the uranium. It ain't going to be tomorrow. I'm saying you stop dropping bombs and stop firing. When Iran going to start enriching the uranium? It ain't going to be next month. Boy, you see all the rubble and stuff, you got to start, bro. Like, they got other problems America has created, Israel has created with the bombing, setting their programs back. They got to clean up and dust off and stuff a little bit before they could get back to you rich and uranium. So you got time. And you got the threat of bombing them again. I think it's a really good chance if y'all stop dropping them bombs, you could get you a deal. If you stop dropping them bombs and you as good deal maker as you say you are, and you recognize that diplomacy is the best weapon moving forward in this situation, man. I remember when Zelensky came to the White House, President Trump asked him if he was going to start World War III. I remember that. He asked Zelensky, he said, you trying to start World War III? Y'all remember that? He yelling at him, you're trying to start World War III. I ain't hating on you, big I hating on you, big President T. You know you my dog, but you know I gotta keep it real, dog. I gotta kick the real. That's what I do. Ain't no hate on nobody. I tell the people I love the real. Ask them. That's how they deal and treat me. That's all I know how to be. It's just the real. So I'm saying President Trump, America's involvement, I pray to God China don't do nothing with Taiwan right now. That's the world powers. Then all the smallest countries everybody, the whole world gonna be at war. Has World War III already begun, man? I mean, count the nations who fighting. I mean, since Russia, to me, Putin, you talking about Putin caused the instability in the world. And if I was President Trump, I would have dealt with Vladimir before I done anything with Iran. But I could understand the strategy. Shoot, like, I mean, you know, geopolitically, your biggest ops, your biggest threat, the bear and the dragon, they united. They said, I mean, Russia, Putin and Xi are hugging each other right now. They need each other. They do need each other, though. I mean, to go up against that military, you talking about the Americans? They need each other. But together, they're a formidable force. Russia and China are a formidable force. They're making new agreements. Cooperation that extends past just oil. You see what I'm saying? I'm saying, like, I don't know, man. I think that approach, like, we just gonna go and we gonna grab it, we gonna like really go against Russia and China or fight against Russia and China through proxies and allies. I think that's the wrong approach, man. We need a strong diplomatic type president. We need a Ronald Reagan at this moment. You feel that? We don't need a President Bush. We don't need a Zelensky. We don't need a Benjamin Netanyahu. We need a Ronald Reagan. Firm. You see what I'm saying? Ronald Reagan, he activated American troops. Don't get it twisted now. I'm not against the activation of the troops. Like I've said from the get-go, first 3 weeks of the war. You know what I'm saying? They tripping. They don't have the money. Oh, hey, if they don't have the money, you got to go borrow the money or something. I don't know what to tell you, because this game is a money game. You got to be able to see that, and you got to recognize that before you get into any conflict, really any kind of thing like that in life, you got to be able to understand that it's a money game. If you're talking about the Iranians are making more money off this war than they've ever made before. That's something else that President Trump has to realize. You just got to be aware of all of this facts and all of this information. And I'm saying, when you put all the facts and information together, reality, not what we wish for, But reality, if you put it together, all signs say exit stage left as fast as possible. That's what all signs say. If BB got some objectives that he wants ground troops on, BB, I give you 7 days. Really, to me, you over time anyway. Because I'm saying what Israel's objectives in Iran, as long as Iran don't got a nuclear weapon or they can't shoot rockets or missiles at Israel, like, bro, we're not here to do all your personal objectives, BB. To hit all your career goals and career points. We ain't got time for that, BB. We got to get up out of here as fast as possible. And the rest of your stuff, we going to have to do it at a table, man. Y'all don't know how to talk peacefully. See, making a peace deal or using diplomacy or negotiating, that's not no dream. That's reality. I had someone in the chat yesterday say, oh, we've been trying to be diplomatic with the Iranians for 60 years. And that's true. We have been trying to be diplomatic with the Iranians for a very long time. And it hadn't worked. And you know what I told them? I told them, you called me 20 days in after President Trump is attacking Iran, bombing Iran, and you asked me if I support that movement, I'll tell you, yeah. On day 22, if you ask me, I'll say no. You say, why, Ghost? Because 4 days ago, I heard him say militarily we won. How many of y'all heard him say that? And the reason he said militarily we won, because those 4 military objectives you had before you went in there, you accomplished them. So what you still doing there? Oh, we got some new objectives. Yeah, And those new objectives is going to have you there for some more time and some more time and some more time and some more time and some more time. We've been down this road before. We're not trying to fight Vietnam number 4 because I believe this Vietnam number 4 will reveal the Third World War. That's what I believe. If you stay there long enough, I'm saying President Trump, when you came in that White House, you seen how volatile it was in Asia. He's seen that with his own eyes. He said he put out 8 wars in a year. Because he been saying 8 wars since last, November? Last September? So I'm saying he been saying 8 wars for a whole long time. So you saying you put out 8 wars? I'm saying Asia on fire. And so the peacemaker, the one that's always telling the other countries to knock it off, usually is the United States. United States over there dropping bombs. And now you got China telling everybody to knock it off. Once China start trying to go after Taiwan, then how that's not a world war? How many nations in the world need to be fighting in a conflict for it to be a world war? How many nations need to be fighting? We told you Russia-Ukraine, now you already got a solid 2. That's going on 5 years. And now you in the million, you get to the millions of lives being lost. So if you start counting the conflicts in the world, now that the world superpower is dropping bombs and putting boots on the ground, that's why I'm thinking World War. Because it's just Russia-Ukraine, that's a pretty substantial size conflict. We talked about this in Iraq and Afghanistan combined. Iraq too and Afghanistan combined, the United States, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, lost less than 10,000 lives. Less than 10,000. You talking about Russia and lost over 300,000 troops, soldiers. Over 1 million people. So that's a large, y'all don't realize that. That's what the classifications of a world. Yeah, that's the classifications of it. And I'm saying with President Trump doing this in Iran, you lifting sanctions off Russia North, so you giving Putin money. That's just what he don't need. Think about that. President Trump been trying to block them and y'all stop buying Russian oil. You know, we trying to block them in. We trying to block them in. And then now you got to go fight this. So now that caused you to have to lift sanctions out. And now you flooding in pockets with money. First of all, the price of oil is higher. So he's going to make more money off of it due to the price of oil. Second of all, you didn't lift sanctions off his oil. So everybody could freely, they all going in buying that oil. Where's Japan going to get oil from if they can't get it from the Strait? Where's South Korea gonna get oil from? I ain't saying I don't understand why he did it. I'm just saying how much is benefiting Vladimir. It's a great benefit to Vladimir. This conflict is. That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, you know, that war to me, that's what I told y'all. Listen, that war to me, that Russia war is, when I think of world war, they just thinking about what's going on right now. You feel that? If I think of a world war, they look at what's going on right now and they say, well, Ghost, you got some other classifications. So you got the United Kingdom going there. You got the United States involved. You got Lebanon involved. You got Israel involved. You got Iran involved. Okay, we're not even going to talk about how the Soviet Union is sharing intelligence with the Iranians. And if, in my opinion, the Chinese probably are too. We're not going to talk about that. Let's just stay in that conflict. So they didn't hit the Qataris. They didn't hit Iraq. You know, Iraq kind of involved in the conflict, you know, here or there. They didn't hit Iraq. They didn't hit, who else over there they hit? They hit the Saudis. They didn't hit Kuwait. So I'm saying, if you look at all the people that they've hit during this conflict, you would say to yourself, man, you know what I'm saying? That is a few nations. That's enough nations to say that, you know what I'm saying? But Ghost, that President Trump, he gonna end this conflict. You know what I'm saying? So when he ended, because I mean, we ain't even named the European nations. The United Kingdom, they sending, you see what I'm saying? And I'm saying, Secretary Rubio was over there talking to the French, so the French might be sending. So you start putting in the nations in this conflict. In this conflict alone, you're going to get to 12, 15 nations. You say, Ghost, not that many people dying, but that's what I'm saying. If President Trump do not end this conflict, I'm trying to tell y'all, how is it not World War III? Because in my opinion, you're going to start back when, and if this conflict goes on for 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, it's 1,000% that we've World War III, 10,000%, 100,000%, 1,000,000%. No doubt. I mean, there's no arguing or doubting with it whatsoever. Because I'm saying, if you carry this conflict right here out for 5 more years, I'm saying it ain't no telling what else is going to happen in the world during or at that time. In addition to you got to look at the number of people too, the classification for a world war. And what I'm saying, if you count the number of people that have already died in Russia and Ukraine, you already over 1 million souls. You see what I'm saying? Y'all, Ghost to be right back, y'all. Yeah, man, if you count in Russia and Ukraine, that conflict right there, you already over 1 million people. You know what I'm saying? There's several things when they think about a world war. There's several things that they look for. They're looking at how many people died. They're looking at how many nations are involved. They're looking at the world powers or the world powers are involved. Because I'm saying, if you look at World War II, I'm saying Look how long Adolf Hitler did his thing before the United Kingdom got involved. And then look how long he did his thing before the United States got involved. I'm saying the war, it took years. You know what I'm saying? And the United States involvement in World War II definitely wasn't as long as Germany's involvement. Because the United States, they didn't even want to get involved in the war, fight the war. That's why Hitler was able to completely run through. I mean, he ran pretty much through all of Europe. And I'm saying the United Kingdom or England directly didn't get involved into the war until he came at them. He actually challenged Churchill. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying that we are. I'm not hoping for it. I'm not wishing for it. I'm just every angle that I could come at this with, litigating to why I think the best thing for America, the best thing for Iran, the best thing for Israel, and the best thing for the whole world is to get to a negotiating table as fast as possible. All three of them nations. Pakistan ready to Pakistan they hyping it up. Pakistan ready. They said, come on. They welcoming the Iranians, the Americans, everybody. Pakistan trying to mediate this situation. I think some of the other Gulf nations have already been to Pakistan. They already in Pakistan. President Trump, bring the whole border peace. Show out. Be for television. But I'm saying, like, you could be you're going to be a bigger star with this President Trump if you do this diplomatically. When President Trump got on the phone and he called Benjamin and he told him to stop and he brought the Palestinian or Hamas and Bibi together and they made a deal, that's diplomatically. And look how well received that was. You're going to get a better reception if you're doing it without dropping a bomb. Bombs ain't going to get you good reception on the world stage. Because I'm saying it's just like two little kids. Imagine if they were your children. And you got your two children and they sitting there popping each other. Pop, pop. It depends on what kind of parent you are. And whether you like the kids or not, you might let them just see who got the best hands. You might let them get it for a minute. But overall, a parent, though, you're going to be like, man, come on, man. That's your children. That's what the world, they want, you know what I'm saying, peace and stability. But, I mean, how we going to get peace and stability? It's cool if President Trump, he go try to, for a second, I'm going to try to fix this problem, but I can't. Mr. Netanyahu, I'm not going to sit here and fulfill all your career goals against your mortal enemy. You see what I'm saying? They said why they wanted Vice President Vance to negotiate for Iran. He going to be more sympathetic to the Iranians' cause. No, he not. VP Vance ain't trying to be sympathetic to the Iranians. He just knows that it's hurting America or it's not good for Americans. I mean, common sense ain't that common. Y'all go get your boy. What's his boy name? That boy on Fox. Jesse Walters. Go get your boy Jesse Walters. You see what I'm saying? Common sense ain't common. It's about you. It's not conducive for America to be fighting this war. Like, I mean, you know, you want to pay $5, $6 for gas? You want to pay $8 for gas? Real talk. I want to pay $1,000 for a gallon. Oh, look at that ATM bomber. But your gas is like $12. What? It's just, it don't make sense, man. It makes no sense. And then the strike, that's a suicide mission. You can't control that. And just as you come to try to control that, the Houthis over there on the Red Sea, they just say, like, right when you go over there to try to control the strait, you finna go to control the strait. The Iranians, they organized enough now. They used to these little militias. They got them all over the world. They done called the Houthis and they said, hey, y'all fire missiles at Israel and let them know that we over here on this Red Sea too. We on the Red Sea too now. So you get over here, you come over here and you do something to us that bad now. We over here on the Red Sea too. I'm saying, bro, it could get so ugly. I heard how the Iranians can knock out the water for millions, almost like 10, 20 millions of Muslims in the Gulf nations that ain't even involved in this war. They're gonna hit their power. It's gonna be bad. Listen, every time the Iranians attack one of them Gulf nations, it diminishes American power. What's up, Thomas? He said gas 314 in Omaha. That's not that bad, 314. You know what I'm saying? I wish it was 314 up here in big NYC, baby. If you go to Lower Manhattan, gas about $6-7. If you come up here, you know what I'm saying, about 25 miles north, you know what I'm saying, gas about real close to $4. It'll be $4 next week. Unless President Trump announce a deal. What's up, my boy King 5, man? What's up? What's up? If you guys haven't liked the video, man, y'all double tap the screen. Subscribe to the channel, man. Y'all hit that notification bell for your boy Ghostwriter. King Fire Thomas, baby. Channel memberships, $2.99, man. That's the best way, man, for you guys to donate to the channel, man. Hit the button with the $ in it, and all your donations are much appreciated. This is members content, members choice. Members everything. It's a members Sunday. Y'all know I don't usually stream on Sundays. SK says supply and demand. We've seen high gas prices before. Venezuela and Iran both supply oil to China as well as Russia. Yes, indeed. But this situation is different than the high gas prices we've seen before, sir. This different. You're going to let a terrorist organization has control of the straits right now. And you might could control the straits militarily, but they going to continue to have tankers and freight liners and nations and principalities and organizations and businesses petrified to go through that strait. Because they're going to continue to rain terror on that strait until you come up with a diplomatic solution. That's our only card. Y'all trying to destroy buildings and drop bombs, and they trying to get gas prices to $15 a gallon. Can everybody in this stream, I mean, you know, not hating on nobody, but sometimes common sense. Can everybody in this stream see how gas being $15 a gallon doesn't just hurt President Trump and the United States, it hurts every single person in the world individually? Can you see that? Okay. So that's what they fighting the war. That's how they could. That's the only. They can't beat America in a fist fight. So I'm gonna just get you how I could get you. I'm gonna sneak you, throw a lick on you behind your back, and run off. Wait till you go to sleep again. I'm gonna come back and throw another lick at you. You know, you wake up, you beat me down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You get tired, I get bloodied off and come back and throw another lick at you. They fighting the fight a different way, man. Somebody says that we tired of winning. I hope we should be tired of winning. If we tired of winning, come on home, man. We could come back and do this a different day. Oh man, my boy said, "Is America great again?" Man, I'm a pin that right there because I believe that right there is a real He's saying a whole lot of that comment right there. King Fire said, "How does war help the planet?" It really don't help the planet. But I'm saying if you taking a man off the planet who kills hundreds of thousands of his own civilians, that does help the planet. The supreme leader dying helped the planet. That helped the planet. How could it not? The person that we identify as an antichrist, we look at Christ, what's the first thing I think of? That you say love, but how can I feel love? Compassion, grace. That's how I could feel that love. See what I'm saying? So compassion, that's with God, but I'm saying what's opposite of Christ is evil and hatred and destruction and chaos. So I'm saying Adolf Hitler is evil, destruction. What? The Adolf killed millions of people. Alexander the Great, millions of people. You killing people. That's anti-God. Jesus wasn't killing people. He was healing people. He was raising them from the dead. He was giving the blind. He was causing the blind to see. Giving people hope. You feel that? That's Jesus. So we look at the anti-Jesus, anti-Christ. If we look, well, that's going to be defined as a man who I'm looking at who's killing. Think about it, Hitler. Why do we look at Hitler as being a bad or despicable person? Because he killed millions of people. He's a threat to humanity. Adolf Hitler is a threat to anybody who kills their. I'm telling you, that's how I identify them. That's how we gonna find where we start looking for antichrists. I took the glasses off on purpose. We start looking for antichrists. Who we look for? We don't have to use that word because y'all gonna think some spooky stuff. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? So we start looking for bad men on the planet. You look at Saddam Hussein. Look how many of his own people, he gassing his people. Assad in Syria, gassing his people. Egypt, like a lot of those Middle Eastern, that's why they had to get taken down. That's why America took them down. And the Ayatollah was the worst and the last one of it. And I'm saying to me, Putin, take him down. Putin, take him down. He'll kill his own people. And I'm sorry, Chi. You know what I'm saying, Chi? I'm trying to be a little, you know what I'm saying, a little cool on diplomatic with China, though. I think we could work with China. Chi is a very reasonable person. I like Chi swag, man. I think if with the right president and they could talk to Chi the right way and they could overcome a lot of differences between America and China. That diplomatic approach that we seen President Bush start off with President Bush, where he said he looked in Putin's eyes and he saw a friend, or looked at his soul, or whatever he said. And we seen President Trump take that same route, trying to be his friend. So it's not just President Trump. Like going to war is not just President Trump. You know, no King's protest. We could talk about that. But it's not just President Trump doing it. It's been going on for a minute. So we see how the Republicans, I would say, or maybe the Democrats too, how they take an approach to Putin trying to be his friend. You should do that with Xi. Should have done that more with Xi. That's what I think. I think Xi is the one you should have tried to take that approach with more than Putin. Putin, though, like, he's just like Russia kind of identifies Europe. Putin won't control over Europe. That's what he wants. But Germany said not on our watch, though. Ghost, do you know Iran is thousands of years older than the United States? Yes, indeed it is. One of the oldest civilizations on earth, the Persians and the Medes and the Persians. In the Bible, the Persian empires was one of the greatest empires on the face of the earth. There's only been one emperor, one military ever in the history of the world that was able to be successful in Iran. It's a mission impossible. I mean, like I did a story like that earlier today on my YouTube. If some of you guys don't understand, I posted on my Instagram. Y'all follow my Instagram, the link's in the bio. Listen, some things are just meant to be. You got evil empires. Some things that you going inside a hornet's nest. You going in the middle of Satan's empire. Y'all think it sound like a science fiction story. It just sounds funny. Some things it's not meant to. Listen. If you believe the Bible, God said in the Garden of Eden, he said he sent seraphims outside. After Adam and Eve, people went and said, oh, the Bible real, let's go find the Garden of Eden. The Bible said he put angels outside of the Garden of Eden. He made it to where ain't no humans could ever find it. Imagine if you was able to stumble upon the Garden of Eden. You so persistent, you just got to do it. You see what I'm saying? Some things ain't made for us. You just got to understand that. You're not going to get that. That wisdom comes from God. And that's just wisdom. That's wisdom. Sometimes you don't go hit the hornet's nest. You can't fix everything. I understand the objectives and the moves, President Trump, that you was trying to do. Now, I'm going to tell you one time, get out of there. You going to bleed out up in there. I promise you, you will bleed out in Iran. Get up out of there, bro. You ain't going to overthrow the devil's kingdom on this earth before his time. God going to give him 7 years to reign on the earth. You just going to go wake that great demon up and he going to come sit on his throne. You just going to make it quicker for him to come sit on his throne. You don't understand that. You're going to wake up to evil and you finna give evil a chance to reign again on this earth. For all the people who are religious, who you don't believe the Bible, I'm going to say it like that. You finna wake up evil and give evil a chance to reign again on this earth. We've had evil defeated for a long time. A long time. It's been quiet, man. You know, you get scuff-ups, you get the Iranians, they killing tens of thousands. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, overall, it ain't like no millions of people getting killed or dying like what Hitler was doing. Since World War II, we ain't had to deal with that. Because even though millions of people are going to 2 million, over 1 million, let me be precise about this, died in that Russia-Ukraine war, it's not like Putin is just sitting there just kill like a genocide, like he killing 1 million people. It's a war. You see what I'm saying? It's just that many people have died. So I'm saying since World War II, you know what I'm saying? But we want to keep evil quiet as we can. Joey says, I don't hate on any man. I'm a MAGA supporter and Trump to the fullest. And I'm not a radicalism left and hate people. I'll listen and then debate. All I respect, all views. Joey, I like that, my brother. You see what I'm saying? And I believe that's how we all should be. I tell people that all the time. That's what I respect the most out of Charlie Kirk. Amongst other things, you know what I'm saying? Amongst him, you know, professing to be a Christian, amongst him, you know what I'm saying, taking a stand on some issues. I didn't agree with him on how he felt on issues concerning with race. I completely disagree with him. But I'm saying, like, as far as the dialogue, the thing I like about him, if you disagree with him, he's still going to talk to you. That's how we all should be as Americans. That's how the country was set up on a debate. That's how we should run everything we do in America. And I disagree about it. And if you lose the argument, you know, like I lost the argument, I supported VP Harris. I lost the argument. President Trump won. Half the nation lost the argument. That's just, you just got to play by the rules. I don't hate on President Trump because I lost the argument. I pray for him and I wish him the best. Tommy said that's happening now as we speak. Yeah, right now as we speak. Most of the stuff I said, Tommy, is happening right now as we speak. King says combat veterans. Shout out to combat veterans, man. I never was involved in any combat at all. Never. I never stepped foot on any foreign land. I was stationed at Fort Bragg. I think I was Fort Leonard Wood and Fort Lee. And 3 bases. I never served, but I was enlisted in the military during 9/11, but I never served in any combat though. But for everybody who served in combat, man, for sure. That's just like a litigator. A litigator is different than an attorney or a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? And a combat veteran is different than a veteran for sure. Somebody says, no, Ken. Unfortunately, Joey says, Ghost, I was 19 when it happened and ran to the Marine recruitment office and signed up. 8 years later, I was a Marine recon and 6 tours. Oh, he talking about my boy, Joey, man. Give Joey Louis. I'm gonna go ahead and add Joey as a moderator, man. Yeah, he is a combat veteran. Shout out, Joey. Thank you for your service, for surely, my brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do y'all hear about Hicks's abuse of power taking 4 black military? Listen, I'm a pin that. Listen, I'm gonna say this. Like, look, if you guys know, y'all understand. I said from the get-go, I like Pete Hegseth as a human being. That's similar to President. It's just weird. It's similar to President Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like, President Trump had to grow on me, though. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, like, how brash he is, like, it's hard to see or understand that as a president. You know what I'm saying? I got homeboys like that. I probably like that to some people. You see what I'm saying? But I'm saying as a president, it's hard for me to see that. But over time, he grew on me because of his personality. You know, the President Trump you see at Mickey D's, or the President Trump you see on the garbage truck. Maybe not the younger Trump, but the Trump that's over 75, he a little bit more calmer. His demeanor, personality, you see what I'm saying? And he's seen more success in his business as of late, definitely since the presidential years. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about this Trump. You know what I'm saying? He seemed like the cool old guy or the cool grandpa that, you know what I'm saying? Just a cool old man. He seemed, but see, I'm saying with Pete Hegseth, like I'm saying I liked him really from the first time they introduced me. He was in the military. He might have been in the reserves. It don't matter. He still served, bro. You got to be real about it. He graduated from an Ivy League school. Those two things about Pete Hegseth to me told me he was qualified. Okay? Now, to be fair, what we seen happen to Secretary Nunn, and that can happen to anybody in President Trump's administration. Your personality has to be like J.D. Vance. Your personality has to be like Marco Rubio in order to survive President Trump's administration. Y'all might not be able to see that, but I'm trying to tell you. Listen, if you more of a follower, or not necessarily a follower, but you're not necessarily a strong leader, or you don't necessarily, you know what I'm saying, know how to communicate with President Trump. Because I'm saying you going to end up being singing his praises. Not that Marco Rubio don't sing his praise. We don't hear that come from Marco Rubio's mouth. But I heard President Trump say, rename it. That's how Ghost would be. I know President Trump care. It's me liking him as a person. I know if you don't like him, I understand that. But I'm saying me liking him as a person, if I work for him, he gave me a chance, he gave me a job, you got to be loyal. I'm not going to be walking around with President Trump's sticking out the side of my mouth, if you guys know what I'm saying. I'm not that type of dude. I'm not a praise you. He just got to get to know me. I'm not a praise you type dude, type to be fall up. Nah, I'm going to fight you before I ride with you. I'm just not that type of dude. You feel me? So you hear all these other people praising President Trump's leadership. You want me hear me talking like that. But what I will do, I believe in actions. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool on being President T. So, hey, I know the Kennedy said anything I got control over, I'll put the Trump name on something. You see what I'm saying? But I would do it like how Marco or JD is. I'm not hating on Pete Hegseth. This is what I'm saying. Pete Hegseth, President Trump picked him. If you voted for a president, there ain't no casting of those. You voted for a president. I'm going to build a wall and make Mexico pay for it. You voted for that kind of president. What kind of Secretary of Defense you think you're going to get? Make it make sense. Common sense ain't that common. Listen, it makes sense to you? Listen, if Kristi Noem wasn't the kind of person that whatever y'all say, kill a dog, whatever, because I start off like her too. But I'm saying if she wasn't whatever that was, say she wasn't none of that, she just I hear her talk. Y'all don't have respect for the president. Listen, baby girl. It ain't got nothing to do with having no respect for the president, baby girl. Listen, I seen the ICE agent put his hand on a car and like almost in the side of this girl car and just put 2-3 bullets into her dome. If that would have happened with a black guy in South Central Los Angeles, y'all would have locked him up for murder. Oh, but that's an ICE agent though, yo. And that, oh, okay. Yeah, so that wasn't a murder. That was just a justified killing. If you say so, that's not what the people thought though. See, that's when your common sense got to come in. See, Marco, he just got it. I don't know how to say it. He just got it. Marco gonna be like, well, I'm not probably finna go out there. You heard what Tom Homan said. Tom Homan been a lawman for many years in multiple administrations. He not stupid. He not boo-boo. He not finna go out there with that rhetoric. You trying to be President Trump Jr., you gonna lose your head. See, it take wisdom. That's what I was trying to tell Christy no. And you got if the President Trump gonna be president until either he die before he leave the White House or until 2029 come. Ain't nothing else changing that. I don't care how much you don't like him. I don't care how much you get impeached. I don't care how many no kings protests. I don't care about none of that. He gonna be president unless his old age or whatever, he don't live out his term. He gonna be president until 2029. But guess what? Secretary of Homeland Security, Secretary of Defense, Secretary of State, Secretary of whatever person in your cabinet, you serving at his pleasure. So look, it's an unfortunate situation because Christy Noem, she just doing what President Trump wanted her to do, if you want to be honest about it. Her rhetoric matched her bosses. It's unfortunate. But I'm saying you got to be like JD. You still got to have a brain and an opinion. You got to be like Tulsi Gabbard. I seen Tulsi Gabbard on that intelligence briefing and them asking her about them questions about Iran. Because we know she not for that war. She not going to disrespect President Trump either. That's the difference. It's a balance. See, if you go out there like Marjorie Taylor Greene, you're going to get kicked to the curb. Nah, hey, no Marjorie Taylor Greene, because I'm a person speak my mind. I believe in supporting the truth wherever it's coming from. You find the truth, you find God. You find love, you find God. He dwell in truth and love. You just got, you got to have wisdom. Wisdom. You feel me? I'm saying, but that's how you got to be like Marco, man. You got to be like JD and them. You got to stand 10 on what you believe and at the same time still be able to support President Trump. He'll see that and respect that. He respect JD. He know what JD mean to Republicans, to the party. He know what Marco means to Republicans, to the party. Marco talented, bro. He see that. What I think the problem is with Pete Hegseth, I think his rhetoric just mimics President Trump's. Negotiating with bombs. Bro, I heard somebody like on Fox, on CNN the night before, a general. I wish I could play for y'all right now, but it's freestyle stream, you know what I'm saying? Members content, y'all ain't working me on a Sunday. You see what I'm saying? The night before, a general had went on CNN and he said the same thing. He didn't understand that rhetoric. What does negotiating with bombs mean? He was a lot more critical. He's a former general. He ain't in the military right now. He was a lot more critical of what Secretary Hegseth said. But I'm saying, listen, you got to understand the situation, the scenario. You trying to get these people to make a deal. If these people make a deal, your negotiation, it ain't no negotiating with bombs, bro. That's not a negotiation. You bond. Tell them, like, that's like saying this dude punching you in the mouth. I'm talking about that's what America doing to Iran, equivalent to a boxer sitting there beating their face in with them bombs. You beating them to sleep. You know how many millions and millions of dollars, because all Iran's spending the money on is military stuff. That's why the people out there protesting, because they ain't liking Saudi. They not liking Qatar. Qatar ain't finna worry about no military. Our rich oil nation, that little bitty small nation getting all that money. It's like pretty much one big clan. And they all eating. And they gonna hire the Americans. Y'all come over here, put some base over here, protect that. Oh yeah, we buy a little couple of y'all planes to shoot off terrorists. We ain't trying to fight a little bit. They ain't trying to fight no big Iran. They about that bread. They trying to get that paper. That's it. Paper only. Iran could do that, all that oil they selling. But they buying missiles. They trying to be a military power. That's the problem. The Persians. They fighters, they warriors. Long history of it. So they people, they ain't got the money. They people be starving. And Iran spending the money on the weapons. That's part of the problem they got right now. But I'm saying if a person was sitting there punching you, knocking your teeth out your mouth, he said, I'm trying to negotiate with you though, man. What? I'm not going to take you serious. I'm negotiating with bombs. I'm negotiating. That's not a negotiation. I feel what he's saying, though. That's what I'm saying. If we get on some personal stuff, look. If I was if I'm in the dorm room drinking a beer with the homies. Or not in the dorm room, say he out in the field with the you know what I'm saying? I got a who represent that army, 321st Field Artillery. Hopefully, pray to God, no field artillery going to Iran, because the field artillery, you know, is cracking. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, say 321st Field Artillery, you know, come around and say, you know, we out in the field. Yeah, man, we finna go to war with the Iranians. Yeah, we gonna punch them Iranians in the mouth. Yeah, President Trump and them over there negotiating, but I ain't gonna negotiate like that. I'm negotiating with bombs. Yeah, man. We drinking a beer in the field. I could understand that, bro. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm saying, though, like, just that you saying it in a way that, like, you saying it to where he's saying, like, to some people, a lot of military people, it just sounds like they're not used to hearing that. But what I'm going to say, y'all hate on Secretary Hegseth all y'all want to, but you voted for President Trump. So who hating on Secretary Hegseth right now? MAGA? You can't be MAGA and you hating on Secretary, just like they did on A.G. Bondi. But you voted for President Trump. What you think A.G. Bondi doing? You think A.G. Bondi doing her own thing, or she doing what President Trump wanted to do? What you think Secretary Hegseth doing his own thing, or he doing what President Trump wanted to do? But the thing about it is, it's not about us. It is about us, but it really isn't about, it's really about the Dems. And yeah, it is about us too. Because what I'm saying is, once the point get to where this was Secretary Hegseth, he don't see what Secretary Noam, like I'm trying to tell you, when they come for somebody head, President Trump gonna still be there. You know who head they gonna get? And I'm saying, like, listen, if you ask me what listen, okay, say this, ask me what Hegseth, his performance, America being in Iran is a political decision. Secretary Hegseth isn't making the decision to stay in Iran. I'm saying Operation Midnight Hammer, how successful was it? Who the Secretary of Defense? What's that Venezuela operation? How successful was it? Who the Secretary of Defense? The Iran, what America military is doing in Iran today? How successful has it been? Because the military operation the problem isn't that what the military is in Iran or what the military is doing. The problem is the politicians making the decision to either keep them there or get out or send them there in the first place. The problem is the politicians. It's not the military. That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying when you do, Secretary Hegseth, come on. Bring your team over here. When he bring his team over here, I'm saying, how does his team perform? A plus, A plus, A plus, A plus. With the mouth, though, that's something totally different, man. You just gotta, I mean, look at his boss. Look at his president. Now, I wouldn't tell you that, Secretary Hegseth. I'm going to tell you, just like I told Stephen Miller, just like I told Christy Nome, that rhetoric, I wouldn't advise none of that. Because I'm telling you, the American people don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear no Call of Duty kind of stuff. Not with no military. Not no body bags draped in, them flags draped, them coffin draped body. They don't want to hear no Call of Duty stuff. They don't want to hear no A-10, no Jesse War stuff. They don't want to hear that. It's a war. It's a solemn occasion. It's a humbling experience. If you're a Christian, you're supposed to be looking at yourself as a warrior of God. You're going to humble yourself before the real king, boy. Puff yourself up. But I'm saying, if you look at me in a personal sense, as if I'm his friend, I'm going to say, look at his boss. He just like his boss. His boss talk like that. He just serving his boss. But I'm saying the American people, the real boss, Secretary Hegseth, and if they come for somebody's head, President Trump, like I said, just like I said with Secretary Nome, he's still going to be there, but they going to get you, though. General Kane ain't gonna be the one to do it. It's gonna be them general. I'm telling you, and they gonna start. The military. They'll get rid. They'll remove you. If they get tired of secretary, they gonna. If the military get tired of you, they gonna. If they lose confidence in you, they gonna get rid of you. I promise you. And President Trump can oblige the military. That's the power. All the military, you can't see it. Say if I'm a 2 or 3 star general and Secretary Hegseth rubbing me wrong, and I've been serving for 25, 30 years. All I got to do is just go over there and call one of my homies in the CIA. I ain't running no operations. It's just the connections that they have. They got certain connections to where they could get rid of you. I don't mean like just like Secretary Nome, they'll have you removed. Somebody will go say something to President Trump like this, and he'll be telling you this your last day. You just gotta know, how to get to the right person. They'll sit you down. Tomorrow, ask Gomer Powell. Greg Bovino. Hey, y'all ask Gomer. The next day, listen, I don't know nobody in the CIA. You feel me? I don't know. I know a lot of people in the military, though. Like, we all do, really. I know some powerful people, but we all do, though. You know what I'm saying? And other places, I ain't really going to speak on that, but you know what I'm saying? I ain't made no phone calls and nothing. I ain't doing nothing like I'm just coming talking on the live stream. But I know Gomer Powell, though, you killing President Trump, you killing the Republicans. Fire, you got to get rid of Gomer tomorrow. And he got fired. And I didn't say that about Christy Nome because I really like her, but like our Secretary Nome, bro, they calling for your head. You need to pipe down. She wouldn't pipe down. By the time President Trump moved her, it was too late. They were she had to go. And that's what I said about AG Bondi, baby. Like, I'll just be calling it because I know they, you know what I'm saying? They come like, shoot, don't get rid of them files, man. Just put the stuff out there, be through, especially right now. Why you gonna hold files whenever you fighting a war? They already said the war is a distraction. Anything I could come talk about, anybody who loved their country, to me, all I could think about is this war. Well, I'm going to talk about, I guess one day next week, we're going to talk about the midterms and politics, but I'm saying we always going to get back to the war. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying everybody distracted by this war, throw the Epstein files out and to get that monkey out paying Bonnie's back because they aiming for it. That's the same thing with Secretary himself. Like if I was him, I would listen. This is a Call of Duty generation. My generation, I might be a little bit older than him, but this the Call of Duty stuff coming up. So, you know what I'm saying? It look funny to some of us because we remember Secretary of Defense and Secretary, I don't want to call no names, Secretary Rumsfeld, Secretary Cheney. If you were talking about Republican Secretary of State, and then you see Secretary Hegseth and you like, nah, this Call of Duty right here. But I'm saying, I don't see how you could blame that on Secretary Hegseth, just like you couldn't blame it on Christie. No, just like you can't blame it on A.G. Bondi. If any of them were being subordinate to President Trump, you don't think they'd be fired after a year and some months in? Maybe not after the first 6 months, but after the first year or so, they've been gone. Tulsi Gabbard listen, I didn't have, like, I got more, I really, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she just wasn't really my type of person, like politician. But when I seen her start speaking truth, then I had a lot of respect for her. And I'm saying, I hadn't heard Tulsi Gabbard speak truth, but I could just tell what's going on. But I think I got an idea what's going on behind the scenes. I got respect for Tulsi, though. I real do. No hate, though. I got respect for Tulsi Gabbard, though. Real talk, because I believe Tulsi Gabbard, like, I think she'll kind of like just how she feels. She'll speak the truth, and that's what we need, man. We need people speaking the truth. Let me get down here. Chuck says professional military know how to work around the politics. Yeah, they do. But how much power do they have, though, Chuck? The military knows how to work around the politics. The military does. But General Kane ain't making no decisions on when we withdraw troops from Iran. I don't think General Kane probably even really too much gonna give President Trump like his opinion about that. And but outside of what President Trump asked him. You see what I'm saying? General Kane gonna focus on accomplishing the objectives. That's what I think his thing is. He's trying to accomplish objectives. I mean, it's political, and it's hard. I mean, it's easy for me to separate the two of them. And it's harder for me to put the two together. Who said we don't spend the most on our military? Because we really do. Somebody said, yes, we don't. Yes, we don't. My boy King Fire, man. I think my boy King Fire, man. I think he bumped his head, man. I think he fell and bumped his head. I can't even repeat that stuff he said, man. I had to time my boy out. You know what I'm saying? For 84,000 seconds. I know how many seconds in 24 hours now. 86,000 seconds is 24 hours, man. Christ is King, man. If y'all hadn't liked the video, y'all double tap the screen for me. Subscribe to the channel and make sure y'all hit that notification bell, man. If any of you guys want to donate to the channel, man, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can hit the button with that $sign in it, and your donations are much appreciate it. I'm trying to see how I'm gonna do this, y'all, because this is about break time. You know what I'm saying? An hour and a half we've been streaming on a Sunday. This members content. We having a great conversation in here. It's all freestyle. You know what I'm saying? All freestyle, all freestyle, all freestyle. Somebody say 1.2 trillion. Yeah, that's how much we spend on our military. And yeah, that means a whole lot. It means a whole lot. A whole lot. We gonna fight a fight, me and you. You got $1,000 to spend on the fight. I'm gonna give you $1,000 and you could go do whatever you want to with that $1,000. You just meet me at the Walmart parking lot at 7 p.m. You could get whatever you want to. Okay? You got $300 and you could get whatever you want to with $300 and you meet me at that Walmart parking lot at 7 p.m. The guy with the $300, he come up with a real clean, he got a Glock 45 cal. He got one of his homeboys to hook him up. He got a 15 round mag. Bro, I got a 45 cal. A 45? Bro, you know how big that 45, that hole that 45 gonna put in you? I feel good. I got a 45. I know old boy got 1,000. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he gonna come in here with, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't got no 9mm. I got a 45. Hopefully I could duck and dodge, you know what I'm saying? You hit somebody with a 45, but if you hit that boy in his leg, you gonna take you hit him in his knee, you gonna amputate him. The bottom of his leg coming off. You talking about a 45? So the dude with $1,000, he got a homeboy. He come out here, he got a bazooka. Now he got a 50 cal. A 50 caliber. We talking about something with a bullet look like a missile, y'all. You ever seen a bullet to a 50 caliber? I'm talking about that's all a missile is a bullet. It's just a big bullet. You know, the 40, you got 45, you know, your bullets start getting bigger, but you know what I'm saying? You start talking about them 50 cal, them bullets start, they look like a little miniature missile. Yeah, 50 cal. So with that 50 cal, I'm saying like, look, if I'm not mistaken, at 50 cal, you got what, the Spitfire on it? So I'm talking about they got weapons that's spitting that'll spit 1,000 rounds in a few minutes or something. I'm talking about that 50 cal will tear you in half and you can't run from it. You know what I'm talking about? One of them guns on them hell, yeah, you can't run from it. See that 45, I could duck from that 45, but I come out there with that 50 cal, you can't run from that 50 cal. You feel that? So I'm saying China just became a superpower. China, and they're not really, yeah, I guess you can officially say they a superpower because their economy hangs high. Russia, in my opinion, is a great power. Russia is not a superpower. You got to understand what a superpower is. Russia don't have the money. They don't have the economy to be a superpower. Putin's trying. He don't even have really the army or the military. Look at how he's struggling in Ukraine. But I'm saying China, but their military is greatly untested. They have a large military, the largest in the world. They have all the equipment necessary, the munitions and everything, but it's largely untested though. You see what I'm saying? But what I'm saying, China what was China in the 50s? What was China in the 60s? I could tell you what China was in the 80s. In the 80s, China was flying World War II planes. Real talk. In the 80s. Let's be holes in the bottom of planes. In the 90s, that's the planes China was flying. When America was developing, y'all who you know. When America was developing so China just became that. So not only, listen, you got $300 this year and I got 1,000, but let's go 10 years. If you go 10 years, really, you would spend the first 5 years, you were spending $100 coming to this fight, and I've been spending $1,000 for 10 years. The first 5 years, you had $100 a year, and then now you got $300 a year. You still short. You can have the munitions, your weapons. You don't have the weapons we have. You don't have the experience we have. So if I got to put my money listen, I got two fighters. This me being objective, not like non-biased. I got two fighters. I got China and America, mano y mano. Your boy Big Ghost Rider, he finna moderate this fight between China and America. Now look, Chi. Look, President Trump, y'all come to the middle, touch gloves. No nuclear weapons. Take the noose off the table. Who I'm putting my money on? I look at old Big President T. You see what I'm saying? Big President T, I look at Trump, he got the world's most trained military, the highest paid soldiers. Look at how many, we ain't talking about in yen. How much does a Chinese soldier make in American dollars compared to how much an American soldier makes in American money? You got the highest paid troops. The best equipped troops. We talking about just the troops. Because why would China fight a guerrilla warfare against America? They would fight conventional warfare. They're the second greatest power. So this two sluggers, conventional warfare. Let's go soldier to soldier. You can outnumber us 2-1. It don't matter. Ukraine is proving that against Russia. And Ukraine's military isn't as rich and powerful and better equipped as America. That's a perfect example. If you take Ukraine against Russia, and then you give the Ukrainians, the Russian, all the American weapons in this tool bag, Ukraine will beat Russia. Why won't America beat China? Perfect example. Ukraine ain't got no Tomahawks. They begging for Patriot missiles. I'm saying give Ukraine, give Zelensky America's arsenal, complete arsenal, no nukes. Ukraine will beat Russia. The only reason they holding off Russia right now is because American expertise that was helping Zelensky originally and the American weapons. And they getting financed by America originally, now by NATO or Europe. That's what I'm saying. So if Ukraine can hold up against Russia, and I'm saying, so take America and make it Ukraine, and take Russia and make it China. Besides, with Ukraine, give Ukraine the experience that the Americans have, give Ukraine the weaponry that the Americans have, give Ukraine troops. I'm saying, bro, China ain't gonna beat America in the conventional. It won't happen. It won't happen. That's not me being biased. That's me being real. Real dude hour. It won't happen. China will not beat America in a conventional battle. No, it won't happen. You gonna bet your money. Listen, Chinese is, I ain't even trying to do them like that, China. The Chinese, they like, what's that boy name? That big white boy. Yeah. Oh, Mike Tyson knockout. You always be wanting to pick this big white boy. Y'all know who I'm talking about. What's that white boy name? That big, I forget what that dude name is. And you pick Mike Tyson knock him out in the first round. That's who China is. Like I'm saying, but they untested. I'm saying Mike Tyson tested. Yeah, Mike Tyson lost before. He done bit somebody's ear off before. But I'm saying, even Mike Tyson fighting Evander, I'm going to put my money on Tyson. I know what Tyson is. You don't know what China is. Against Taiwan, against the Philippines, against Japan. But let China go over there and try to fight against, let's say, France and Germany and the United Kingdom. What you think going to happen? Y'all don't look at it the right way. That's why I said I knew that when Russia attacked Ukraine, after them first 4 days and Putin hadn't accomplished his objectives, I said this war just like they gonna fight this war. It's a proxy war. It ain't no way America finna let him win this war. If President Trump wouldn't have got elected, it ain't no way America finna let him take Ukraine. They gonna fight this war for 30 years. Because America got the weapons and the expertise. When Putin started, they just gonna beat him down, and they gonna keep him right there at that same spot. Putin sent 3 times more men. He ain't taking no more ground. The Ukrainians just took 100-some miles, 500 miles back from him. Putin been in the same spot for 4.5 years. And that's against Ukraine, who don't have America's weapons. So what I'm saying, if Ukraine had the money America had and the weapons America had, they'll beat Putin all the way back around to Alaska. They'll beat Putin to Alaska. They'll beat him out of Moscow to Alaska. They'll run him out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The United States military, mano a mano, in the conventional warfare, you're not seeing the U.S. military, period. I wouldn't put my money on nobody else. The highest paid, the best equipped, the best everything. They spending 3 times the money China was spending. China was spending probably $50 billion on their military in the early 2000s or before. And the Americans been spending hundreds of billions, $1 trillion. Been doing that. The Americans ain't just start doing that. They been doing that, boy. Been doing it. Thank you for letting me know that, sir. Thank you. Y'all had liked the video. Y'all go double tap the screen for me. Subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit that notification bell. Paul P, your girlfriend like it though. Hey, let me stop. You feel me? What's up, Cameron? I see one of my members in the stream. You feel me? Guys, if you guys want to become a member of the channel, man, go ahead, hit the button with the $sign in it. Your donations are much appreciated, man. I ask you guys if y'all going to become a member. This the time to do it, man, because I know today I've been on here kind of cooking just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And ain't nobody else going to be able to see the content but my members after I finish recording it. But we will be live, though, tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? At 7:15 a.m. Eastern. I forgot what we're talking about tomorrow, but we got some good streams coming up this week for sure. Hey, somebody said Mike Tyson my favorite boxer. I'm telling you, man, it's the same thing, bro. Like America like Tyson. America like Muhammad Ali. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. You hear them beat like I ain't trying to talk though. I'll talk after the fight over. You feel me? Them boy, listen, I read almost read a story, bro. Like, listen, the Taliban, boy, when they was in them desert, they said they could hear them helicopters. This ain't fun. Well, you could say it because the story over. I'm not like Jesse Walters in the middle of a war. Look, the Taliban, bro, they said they could hear in Afghanistan, they could hear the chopper, the rotors. They could hear the rotors and the choppers coming. And they said when they heard them they knew that was them Black Hawks. Them boys, they would run to them caves and them rocks and them. I promise you, this is a story because it sounds like something in the Bible. They were running to the rocks and the caves and the mountains because they knew, boy, when them Black Hawks come, them Hellfire missiles coming, and they know it's time to go meet God. I'm talking about them Black Hawks coming in the mountains looking for them. They're killing them every day by the tens and the hundreds of them daily. Black Hawks looking for them. They hear them Black Hawks coming. That put the fear of God in them, bro. They run. Cause they know them hellfires, them targeted, them precision weapons, boy, you a dead duck. You and your whole family, your whole village, everybody around y'all dead as I don't know what. Yeah, bro, for a long time, you know, the Iranians, they watched the Americans smash a bunch of regimes over there. They knew what was coming. That's why I'm saying they gonna fight this fight longer. They know they didn't watch you do this to Saddam. They watch you do it everywhere you go. This the American playbook. Ain't nothing different. You come through, you bomb everything to smithereens, and then you put your boots on the ground. Maybe it's more of a intense bombing this time because you said you weren't going to put boots on the ground, but I'm saying it's the same playbook. The Iranians knew what was coming. I think the Iranians going to be in this fight for a little baby. I do. They trying to stick around. Thomas says he love. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate all the love. If y'all want to go some love, man, y'all can hit that button with the $ in it. You feel me? Nah, man, I appreciate y'all showing in, man. Y'all showing up and y'all giving y'all opinion and everything like that with your boy King Hippo. Somebody called me King Hippo, baby. You feel me? That's me, the one and only, the Ghost King Hippo. You feel me? Why y'all hating on me, man? Cameron says it's the same playbook. They have the Houthis and other proxies. Yeah, they do, man. Look, the problem isn't, like I said, the problem isn't about America being stronger or able to defeat the Iranians with military might or force. The problem is about the pressure points. This is a war where the pressure points are outweigh. They outweigh the American military might. You could drop as many bombs as you want to. You cannot secure that strait, and you're going to make the Red Sea become unsafe. They're going to shut the Red Sea down on you. It ain't funny, but it's just, like I'm telling you, they ready for you. The terror organization, China, why wouldn't China be over there trying to peep out the game, see what's going on? I told y'all just coming in. We doing this stream on Thursday. They caught swarms of drones over an Air Force base in Louisiana where the B-2, swarms of drones. The military said they couldn't jam them. So they're above commercial grade drones. So I don't know what regular people gonna be spawned on American military bases before they go bomb Iran. You see, that remind me of some 9/11 kind of stuff. You feel that? Like how they running recons before they attack you, or maybe they trying to see what you're doing. I don't know, but whatever that is, ain't nobody really need to be just freely operating no drone over no kind of military, no kind of civilian, no kind of nothing. That's what I'm saying. We live in this kind of world. You just fly a plane in the building, they're going to fly a suicide drone into a building. That's the world we live in, terror. President Trump talked about how many Chinese foreign nationals and Russian nationals and Iranian nationals were led into America. Terror. I'm saying they could hit American soil. Terror, guys. Don't fall asleep like we did during 9/11. You're going to kick a hornet's nest. It's not Iraq. When you was in Iraq, you gave the Iranians a place to attack you in Iraq. Because they've been attacking you since the 70s, before then. When you went to Afghanistan, the Iranians fought you in Afghanistan. They didn't listen, they rich, filthy rich. They spend it all. It's not fear mongering, sir. This is facts. Yeah, I'm fear mongering. I wish somebody would have fear mongered before 9/11. That's what I wish somebody would have done. You sitting over there. What, you over there drinking beers? Y'all drinking too many beers down there, huh? You drinking too many beers. Are you like Jesse Walters? Oh, 18. You like Jesse Walters, you playing Black Ops. You said I'm fear mongering. That's what you said. I'm fear mongering, but you playing Black Ops. Cause you worried about dropping a bomb on somebody and they flying drones over your house. Common sense ain't that common. You just ain't that smart. Somebody talking to you that's smarter than you, and I'm trying to help you get some wisdom. You over there like Jesse Walters. While you dropping bombs on them and they flying drones over your house. They in your country flying drones. Oh, we don't know what that was. Oh, yeah, it was fear mongering. It was some civilians. Yeah, it's civilians that's flying. Right before you finna go to attack Iran, civilians flying drones on top of your bases. Boy, you better wake up. Because I don't think it was the Iranians, because if not, why wouldn't they attack the B-2 bombers with them drones? I'm talking about they were collecting intelligence. Because they Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they flying drones. There's swarms of drones. Okay, Monday, it seemed like Tuesday, I ought have been trying to shoot them down or do something. Put some drones up there with them or something. I've been doing something. You just going, this Wednesday, they go to swarm of drones again. What y'all doing when y'all get off? You drinking a beer? You going to the bar? You must have some of them Filipino girls y'all got coming through. I'm saying, what you doing? They flying drones over the military base. Sleepwalking. I'm fear-mongering. I wish somebody would have fear-mongered on 9/10. If you had the fear-monger, if Ghost could fear-monger and got y'all to distract, so 9/10, we could have had the fear-mongering on 9/10, so 9/11, it wouldn't have never been a 9/11. We would have just had Ghost fear-mongering on 9/10. That's all we would have ever had is fear-mongering Ghosts on 9/10. So I wanted fear-monger Ghosts and tell you stop, don't let them fly no drones over your military base. How you gonna let a Chinese spy plane, look, this is a little bit better. A Chinese spy balloon flew across the whole United States. I give the military this. They let the thing fly all the way across America, and when it got like it was finna go bad, then they shot it down. But I'm saying, while it's flying across America, the spy balloon is it transmitting to the satellites back to China? Is it transmitting the pictures instantaneously? Because I'm saying China, they love, y'all don't understand, y'all, this ain't being reported. The Chinese, they love spying now. They love spying. I know Putin could do stuff like that too. I know BB could do stuff like that too. It's the kind of world we living in right now in this time, man. Y'all know some stuff y'all don't know, man. The best thing for us to do right now is to go ahead and bring them troops back to the house. That's the best thing for America to do right now. Because King Hippo telling you, if you keep on kicking that hornet's nest you kicking right now, when you come back home, your leg gonna have to get amputated because you gonna get stung about 1,000 times with them killer bees. You over there in the devil's empire. You gonna wake up to great Satan. He finna go on, come on and sit on his throne, the false prophet. He finna set up his kingdom on this earth. He over there in the enchanted land. He trying to wake up the Medes and the Persians. He over there trying to wake up the devil himself. Y'all seen them mummy movies? They got the Jeepers Creepers, the dude over there sleeping. He been sleeping for 1,000 years. He finna go wake up one of them demons. Real talk, bro. You over there. That's I'm talking about you are in the devil's kingdom. That's his kingdom. All the evil going through Iran. We call the legal political term for it that we say on television is the world's largest state sponsor of terrorism. Hey, Ghost, break that down in more regular, plain terms to me. What does that mean? That just means, oh, that's the devil's kingdom. That's Satan's kingdom. That's what I tell my kids. That's just the height of wickedness and evilness. I think they're more evil than the Chinese and the Russians, maybe put together. I think he's more evil than the North Koreans. The North Koreans ain't trying to send no terrorists to South Korea, not like Iran doing it. They stuck on that. The North Koreans ain't sending no terrorists to who they ops. The North Koreans got terror attacks on Seattle. And man, Kim Jong-un ain't studying that. Kim Jong-un got 5 prostitutes right now. Kim Jong-un sniffing an 8-ball with 5 prostitutes right now. I can promise you that. He might have slowed down some since he got older. That's why he had Dennis Rodman coming over there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Kim Jong-un, he couldn't get no good cocaine. You know what I'm saying? He can't get no, in China, they get fentanyl. Kim Jong-un, he didn't want no fentanyl. He like this Michael Jordan, Chicago Bulls, and a little cocaine, a little white girl. Kim Jong-un was finding in them blonde white girls. He was hitting that cocaine, boy. That's all he needed. He ain't studied. See, Iran on some other stuff. China ain't sending terrorists over the world. I'm saying Putin ain't the best character, but he ain't got terrorists all over everywhere. That's what I'm saying. Like, the Iranians is the devil. That's you or in. Y'all might not know this, but I'm letting you know this. If you say God got a city on this earth or the holy city on this earth, what would y'all have to say? Even if you're not a Christian, a Jew, or a Muslim, you will have to say that Jerusalem is the holy city. There ain't no city on this earth more holy than Jerusalem. Maybe in Saudi Arabia, in Mecca. But I'm not a Muslim. But I mean, you could say out there, like I could see y'all, or you got every Muslim in the world taking pilgrimages. So I could understand you saying that, but I'm saying the holy city primarily on this earth for Christian, Muslims, and Jews is Jerusalem. The Chinese ain't got no city holier than Jerusalem, not the Russians, not in South America, not in the United States. Jerusalem, the holy city. In Europe, the Pope, go ask the Pope, because that's most of Europe, Italy, Rome, you could say the Vatican. But even if you say the Vatican is a holy city for, yeah, okay, I could feel you saying that, just like I could feel you saying that about Mecca, Saudi Arabia. But if you go ask the Pope where the holy city is, he going to tell you Jerusalem, because the God he worshiped. Same thing with Saudi Arabia. It's going to point back to Jerusalem. That's the holy city. If God has a holy city on this earth, it's Jerusalem, then the devil's stronghold on this earth is not in Moscow. I promise you. I done seen Putin do some stuff for the Orthodox Christian Church. Listen to me. Vladimir. Orthodox Christian Church. I done seen Vladimir do some stuff for him. Vladimir just the old Russian businessman. Old KGB con artist, what he started as. He's just a Russian businessman. You got some money for him, he'll do anything for you. Just like President Trump, he'll make a deal with you. Money, the oligarchs who controlling Russia. So that's what I'm saying. Vladimir, I seen him do stuff for Orthodox Christian Church. Chinese are more godless people than the Iranians. Definitely. They're more godless. Chinese are far, far away from God, but a lot of times those kind of nations, like the devil, he needs some religious. You know what I'm saying? The devil, his kingdom, because the devil, he religious. He go to church every Sunday. He is. Y'all know that Satan, he was the choir leader in heaven. God said he was his most gorgeous angel. The devil was. Real talk. Satan was. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying the Chinese, man, I'm saying the Chinese, they not really religious. Satan, he need a religion to you know what I'm saying? Because he got to attack God. So in order to attack God, he probably going to do it with some religion. I'm telling you, his kingdom is in Tehran. That's the devil's kingdom. That's the devil's foothold is in Tehran. If God's kingdom on earth is in Jerusalem, the devil's in Tehran. I'm trying to tell you. That's why they waited to the last for that. That's the evilest. That's the evilest. You say, well, Ghost, yeah, you went and killed. You went and killed. You went and killed. You went and killed. This, I told you about a month ago, the supreme leader is dead. I can't say the king is dead because he wasn't my king. I don't know who king he is. But he dead, though. You can't kill them all. You know you can't kill them all. That's what I'm saying. What else can we do from here? What other goals can we accomplish in Iran from here? That's my question. You said they're atheists and that's a religion. I don't know if that's a religion. That's really not a religion. You see what I'm saying? The devil gonna operate in a. I'm trying to tell you, when he come back, in the last day, the false prophet, he gonna be in the temple. That's the one you gotta watch. Is the false prophet. The Antichrist saying you could kill him. Unless he got powers over life and death, which I think he do. I think the Bible say he gonna get a wound. For real, they're gonna bring the beast, gonna bring him back to life. You can kill him. He's just a man. They killed Jesus. Why wouldn't they kill the devil's version? He is indispensable. It's the one that dwell in the temple that you gotta watch. I promise you. He gonna be exalting himself higher than God. He the one gonna be doing the miracles. That false prophet in the temple gonna be the one doing the miracles. I'm telling you, the devil gonna come from. It's gonna be religion, or he gonna create a religion like Scientology. It's going to be some kind of religion. That's how he going to get you. The devil wants to be like God. So the devil see people worshiping God. He wants to be worshiped. How can you worship someone if you don't believe in no religion? You don't believe in nothing. The Chinese ain't going to worship the devil. They're going to be trying to kill him too. They don't understand that. They ain't going to be trying to kill the Antichrist or the false prophet. They probably stay quiet for a while. But if the false prophet come up in Jerusalem, they're going to be trying to kill him too. Well, they probably try to kill him first. They ain't into that religious stuff. The devil need a religion to get the people of the world to worship him. Chinese people, atheists, they don't believe in God. The Bible talk about they're going to be trying to worship. He's going to make an image, and he's going to cause them to worship the image. Chinese ain't over there worshiping nothing. The North Koreans are. They worshiping Kim Jong-un. For real. They worshiping Kim Jong-un. And he up there, his fat self, and then he go snort his cocaine and with his little blonde-headed little European call girl model prostitute sex workers. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you that Tehran, that's the devil's empire. That's his kingdom. You can't awaken that serpent until it's time. It's gonna be time for that serpent to be awoken. You can't awake that serpent until it's time, man. You gotta pack their bags up and get on back to the house. Yeah, because I'm saying if you stay over there, I promise you, it ain't nothing but death and destruction. You can open up Revelation. That's what that's going to be. Vietnam #4. God gave you enough opportunities to learn that lesson too, though. You said the devil trying to take God's position. He has been from in the heaven. That's what the Bible said. That's scripture. He looked down on the throne. He tried to overthrow heaven. The Bible said there was a war in heaven between Michael and the holy and the devil and his angels. Yeah, the devil tried to overthrow God. He been plotting on God ever since. That's the game, man. That's what you gotta understand what's going on. This world is the devil's kingdom. The devil gonna get 7 years to reign on this earth. 7 years. That's the completion of 6,000 years on this earth that we've, besides when Jesus came, you know what I'm saying? Man had 6,000 years. And the devil gonna get 7 years of tribulation. I'm talking about complete evil dominance on this earth. You ain't gonna have President Trump not gonna lead that. It's not coming from America. That's gonna come from over there. I could see China leading that, not believing in God and being an atheist. Yeah, I could see that allowing evil to fester. But what I'm saying is Satan is religious. He ain't got no choice but to be religious. What we call religious, he's a spiritual being. So as far as man is concerned with Satan, it's going to be a religion involved with Satan. I'm not saying that Satan in behind the Chinese. I'm saying for him to set up his, listen, Satan might use the Chinese to give his false prophet or his antichrist or whatever the power. But I'm saying when that false prophet come, he gonna be dwelling in a temple. He gonna be a religious man. He gonna set up a golden whatever. He gonna tell people God and Jesus are not, and he gonna be trying to get you to fall down and worship. And the Bible say he gonna tell you the mark of the beast 666. All this going together. You see what I'm saying? But I ain't trying to preach no sermon. I'm just saying that, yeah, the devil is religious. You talking about the devil's kingdom. If God's kingdom on this earth is in Jerusalem, that's the holy city, then the wicked or the evil city is Tehran. That's the opposite of God. If God is compassion, Tehran is not compassion. They terror and killing people. For whatever reason you say they are. You could say they freedom fighters. You can say whatever they want to say, but I'm saying you a freedom fighter if you defending Iran. You're not a freedom fighter when you killing civilians in Israel. Freedom fighter, no, they terrorists, man. Let's be real. Terror is the opposite of God. Chaos is the opposite of God. Killing thousands of humans is the opposite of God. That's the opposite of Jesus. I'm trying to figure out what I'm saying wrong, man. I thought I was saying a whole lot of right, man. Hey, y'all, man. Hey, y'all, it's your boy Big Ghost Rider, man. We've been streaming for a minute, man. I'm trying to see where I'm going to give y'all this little break at. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was looking down the street to see where the lake at, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm posted up today. Y'all know what I'm saying? I didn't get out y'all this morning, but then I decided on this Sunday to come deliver some members content for you guys. So you guys, I guess y'all could look at I guess if you in the South, you could look at the little mountaintop behind me. Oh, there ain't no mountaintop, but the little whatever behind me. You see that all the way across the South, like through Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like, you know, like, look like it's just stone, but that stone out here, man, that's really mountains. You know what I'm saying? Really, really mountains, guys. Look, man, if y'all want to donate to the channel, man, y'all hit that button with the $sign in it. Your donations are much appreciated. Tell a friend they want to watch this content. $2.99 channel memberships is going straight to the channel members as soon as we get off. Y'all know I don't be streaming on no Sundays, man. You feel what I'm saying? But until then, guys, y'all keep your voices, let your voice be heard. We'll be live tomorrow. Everybody, regular content, 7:15 a.m. Eastern time, baby. Man, oh man, oh man, y'all. You said the light bearer. You mean the son of the morning? You talking about that name, the son of the morning? You got under. You don't look. So you talk. Okay. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna get a name of a angel or a fallen angel after, like when they were in heaven. So the angel that I said was that's in the Bible that God said was the most beautiful angel. And what would his name be? What his name gonna be? The darkness bearer? You see what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, we know his name, like in the Bible, like Christians, and I'm saying the prophets, that great evil one, that great wicked one, that great the son. Yeah, we know his name, but I'm saying you using a name that like we hear like Freemasons and other groups use that is like a name that is like, come on, man, nah, we don't do that as Christians, man. Christ is King. They might do that in Judaism or whatever, in some paganistic religions where we going back looking at what the fallen angels' names was before they were booted out of heaven. Because I know that's where they getting that from is Judaism. We not looking at what his name was before he were booted out of heaven. We looking at what that hellhound, that son of perdition, that son of darkness, we looking at him where he is right now, not what he was before he disobeyed God. Look, the Bible say God said he gave the same power over. The Bible say that it's clear about that. That's why this The morning he gave him power. This is over the for, but it's only gonna be for a little while though. It's on for a due season, for a due time, due period. You feel what I'm saying? Christ is king, boy. You hear me? As long as they know. That's all they need to know. Christ is king. They like these Christians, these political Christians, they don't really believe that. You know what I'm saying? They believe like Israel is king or Netanyahu is king. You feel me? It's amazing how God said, he just said the nations that blessed and not cursed. So he just wants, all God trying to do is let us know that Israel, you know, because of Jesus, you know, some people might have the wrong vision. So everybody get on the same page. Israel, you got to respect and reverence Israel. That's where Jesus walked this earth at. You know what I'm saying? So it's understood, but I'm saying to treat them like, nah, man, that's the wrong thing. That's the complete wrong thing. That's not what God meant by what he said. Because just keep doing that. And when you know, I'm telling you what's going to happen. It's in the Bible. I gave you the scripture. Where it's the Second Thessalonians about them rebuilding that temple in Jerusalem. Oh, you don't believe the Bible, do you? But it's just a matter of time. There's a dome on the rock. The Muslims. So once that building gets knocked down, I don't know how it's going to get knocked down. I'm not into conspiracy theories, and I can't predict this. I don't do this with God, stuff that pertains to God. I'm saying once that building gets knocked down, though, and you hear them talk about rebuilding the temple, the Bible say that the man who resides in that temple and he gonna be in Jerusalem. And I guarantee you, ain't no Jews gonna let no man who's not a Jew reside in no temple that they built. Unless he like an AI human or something. But he's still probably gonna be acting like he's some kind of part of them or something to be able to slide up in there. He gonna have to be that AI man, human, superhuman dude. Unless like a rogue nation build some kind of, I don't know. I ain't trying to speculate on what's going to happen. I just know what the scriptures say. What's going to happen. God didn't say, the Bible said a man that's going to reside in that temple. He going to exalt himself higher than God. He's going to be a false prophet. Yeah. He going to be having the world. He going to deceive. They're going to be worship. We want him to worship. He want praise. He want worship. How you going to want worship and you don't even believe in God? You don't believe in no religion. I'm saying the devil come, he gonna come with some kind of religion. He gonna come religious. He gonna do it like God do. He gonna make it about, he wants people. Listen, we talk about the devil wanting people to worship him. Men want that too. What we talking about, bro? Let's be real. How many of us, we see people trying to get people to worship them too? All the time. Regular men. That's what I'm saying. We see that too all the time, bro. Like we see it everywhere. So that's just the devil. Like, you know, you just what it is. I don't know who stepsis is. Oh, that's somebody in the chat. I don't know who stepsis is. Because, listen, they said I'm an isolationist. Like President Trump trying to make America. Like he was trying to make America an isolationist. Well, President Trump was trying to make America an isolationist, but Ghost is a real isolationist. You feel me? Like, listen, for you to get my attention, I ain't talking about like no attention, like, you know what I'm saying? Like me just smiling and cheesing at you or me talking to you, man. I be all the way cool with people. I give you 2-3 hours of conversation. And you get my phone number, or you give me your phone number, I might call you tomorrow if you don't tell me you use crystal meth. No, really, no drug, really. I mean, I guess, you could be a normal. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could do what I do or something less. You can't do no drugs. Like crystal, nah, we ain't doing nothing. But I'm saying, if you just like, I'll be nice to you or entertain you, but that's different than you saying somebody my wife. If it's somebody my wife that I'm going to choose like that, me being a Christian, I'm going to have to believe. Whether it's true or not, that's different, but I'm going to have to believe that God brought you my way. You feel me? I done learned some things. You know what I'm saying? If I'm in the strip club, God forbid. Since I became a Christian, I never went to the strip club again, but I was a strip club connoisseur. Hey, if I'm in the strip club, I'm going to have to know in my mind that whatever happened at the end of this situation, God ain't nowhere in this. You feel that? He ain't finna bring me no wife from the strip club. But I'm saying some situations you could be in Walmart. Some situations they're not as clear. If it's clear to me that God didn't send it to me, and I'm a Christian, I'm saying, like, I ain't gonna be trying to sleep. I'm just chilling, bro. I got cases, boy. You feel that? That's where my joy come from. Cause I feel like that's my King David thing. That's hey, that's when I'll be able to pull my sword out. Where my sword at? Hey, somebody said something about the blue folder, but you don't understand about this blue folder. They said all I got is a blue folder. I told them all I need is a blue folder. Hey, what Tupac said, all I need in this life of sin is me and my girlfriend. Doing the right to the bloody, it's me and my girlfriend. Hey, Tupac wasn't singing about no female. He was singing about a pistol. You see what I'm saying? And I ain't singing about no female either. I'm singing about my pistol. Bam, boy, you hear me? I went in the U.S. Court of Appeals with this thing, boy. That's what I'm saying. A replica of this. I put everything I love. The U.S. Court of Appeals as a paralegal. Hey, you hear me, dog? Hey. Without a law license, has that ever been done before Ghostwriter in the history? 250 years. I want to ask Secretary Hegseth and President Trump that. You know what I'm saying? In the 250 years of the United States history, has someone without a law license ever won in the U.S. Court of Appeals, sir? You feel me? Like that's and bro. And then I'm saying right now, what's on my plate? I ain't even talking about no 40 rats. You can forget the bread. I'm just talking about for the simple fact that I'm finna. Nah, I ain't even gonna be like that. I'm gonna stay humble though. Like I'm gonna just be humble. You feel me? Like that's my King David thing. You feel me? Like all the people in the Bible, man. Like the one that I love the most and got the most respect and adoration for is King David. That's my dude. So I'm saying like that's my King David. Like this my battlefield is that courtroom, boy. You hear me? It's my sword, boy. You feel me? Like that's what I be focusing on. Like King David got caught up with Bathsheba, you know what I'm saying? But like I look, that was like his younger days and stuff like that. I'm saying I ain't finna. That ain't my script. I'ma stick on my script. That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying like you gotta realize like if I'm being a Christian, right? That's gray hairs, man. I get them everywhere, man. Listen, if I'm being a Christian and I'm just chilling, like I'm a single man, so I'm free to marry. I'm free to go on a date with her. I could do whatever. The Paul said he could do whatever he wanted to do. He meant whatever. But I'm saying I know what the scriptures say. Like, I'm not trying to sleep with this girl, bro. Like, I really ain't. That's just me. You might not believe me. That's just facts. The people who know me know me. I've been tested in the situations. With a girl, not only she going, she's saying something to me about she going. That's how she get bread. And I'm saying she not fat and ugly. This was right in Mississippi, right before I moved to Houston. What? I've been in way situations where I've been tested and I ain't do it. Like, I've been in situations where I've been tested and I didn't pass the test. I'm just real. I'm going to give you the 1,000. But I'm saying in the situation I'm in right now, it's going to be hard to put me in that to where I'm finna, because I'm going to have to conscientious cross that line. So I'm saying if I'm looking at this girl, just think of, when you send a girl at me, I want you to turn around and look at her and say, will he look at her and say that God sent him to her? Like God. Like, you sending her, but like, you gotta make me think that God sent her. You feel that? I'm saying you sent her, but you gotta make me feel like God sent her. That's different. So I'm saying, like, you sending something, like, and I'm looking at, like, did God send? Like, nah, man. You feel me? And that's gonna help me, like, just stay out of a whole lot of trouble, man. I just stay out of a whole lot of trouble because I stay focused, man. I know what the focus is. I know where I'm zoned in at, man. I'm gonna stay zoned in where I'm zoned in. I'm gonna play my cut. Bro, listen, I could go to Tahiti. I could go to Bali by myself. That's on everything I love. I think, as a matter of fact, I probably would have the best experience if I was by myself. If I was married, then that'd be a different thing. Of course, you're gonna take your wife. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying even if I was engaged, I wouldn't probably go if I was engaged. I had to settle down point. But I'm saying, like, if I'm like, you know what I'm saying, I'm finna go, bro. Bro. Why I'm gonna go? I'm gonna go by myself. Dude be looking for a girl, like, trying to play that role. Girl, I'll take you to Tokyo. I ain't gonna laugh at nobody because I know what I used to be, but I know what I am right now, though. Real talk. That's on everything I love, man. I don't really see myself, like, in a situation where it's like I'm hungry. Or, like, what's the word? Thirsty. I'm thirsty for friends. Like, I ain't really thirsty for nothing. Bro, look what Biggie said. Ain't nothing changed except the number after the dot on the range. The way they look at me now, kind of strange. I hate y'all too. Whether be in Caribbean with Rachel, it's unreal. You feel me? I'm just being real with you, though. 1,000, you know that's why I'm gonna be with you. I'm gonna just be 1,000. I know some people might not want to hear me, or they want to project me, or however you want to project me. You know what I'm saying? I can't say there ain't no truth in the way that some people look. Some of my haters or whatever, it might be truth in what they think or how they look, but I'm talking about the facts of reality and not what your perception or your projection is. It's two totally different things. The reality is something I'm going to accept it myself. I'll embrace it. You call me a hippo, bro, a fat boy, yeah, big forehead, big lips, big nose, yeah. I embrace it, boy. Well, bro, I don't care. I feel like I done got the validation from over 240 females in my lifetime to where I feel like whatever, I'm 45, I'm not 25 or 35, I'm not exploring or trying to discover. I probably didn't explore and discover more than a lot of people's parents, 10 times or 200 times more. You feel me? You feel me? I ain't trying to explore, discover, but I'm on some different times. See, you got to watch, but I got time, and I'm just on a different time than some people say I'm weird, but God said we supposed to be peculiar people as Christians. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like trying to run no female down. I mean, you gonna know or say I'm weird, or you gonna think whatever, bro. Like I'm saying, you gonna think that whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I got the desires, bro, but I love God though. If that loving God is weird, it's gonna be weird to you if you don't love God or if you don't even believe in God. Yeah. But what I care about how somebody feel or think, I'ma just be real. What's real? You know what I'm saying? It's gotta be I gotta be in a situation where I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got time for like really too much or nothing. Like I just be nice, bro. As nice as I can. And in the times where like my disability and I can't be nice, like I just be like forgiving for it and just try to move on to the next stanza. But I just try to be nice, bro, and just keep it pushing. Like I feel like, bro, like bro, like I have so much fun by my key. Hey, dude, you are who you are. So if you are who you are, you can't understand. Like I have so much fun. Like when I was younger, like when I got old, like, I'm the same person. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like I'm talking about, I couldn't like have no millionaire. I would never be in America. But unless I was out here working or doing like, bro, I'm talking about like, bro, like I just wake up one day, I want to go to South France. Like I'm not thinking about no, bro, I want to discover, I want to go see things, I want to go do things, bro. Like, you feel what I'm saying? I feel like at this age, whenever I'm going to meet a girl that's right for me, because I said it for a long time that I was looking for a soulmate, but the mistake I was making is I was out there actively pursuing. I'm not pursuing nothing. Hey, that ain't talk, boy. Like for real, I ain't gonna listen. If I was listen, okay, I'll say this. If I was trying to pursue a girl, what I would do, I would put myself in a position to where I could be contact or have contact with that girl. I will put her in that position. I will put myself in that position. But like you saying me actually like, nah, dog. I don't think it ain't really in a situation like that. You feel me? Like I put myself in the position to like, you know what I'm saying? And if it happened, it happened. But like me, like, bro, ain't nothing. Like you could just go back. You could go like say when I was in my 20s. I really ain't doing my 20s, my 30s, my 40s, my 50s. You feel me? Like, nah, man, I'm just cooling, bro. I'm a cool dude. I just be cooling. That's all I'm into is just be cooling. Why would I be into anything else but cooling? I'm a Christian, dude. Real talk. Like, I ain't saying I won't make a mistake or I can't. I'm 45 and I'm not looking to make a mistake. And I got stuff in my life that I'm dealing with. Like, I don't see how it's weird. If you put yourself in my situation, my shoes, number one, you're not a Christian. Even the ones say that they are, well, you ain't no Christian. Number two, like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't file no lawsuits. You ain't involved in no courts, got your name all the way in courts all across America. You ain't think, some people ain't that smart. Like, I got stuff going on. Like, I'm making moves, motion. I'm developing and building who I'm going to be in the future of my life. So that's where my mind at. I'm not saying that I'm not, like, I'm gay because I'm for. And I won't say I won't get active because that's just not the opposite. I mean, so this girl number 241. Okay, so 241. Because I'm trying to see what's going to be 241. She going to be a Latina? Oh, nah, you already did that about 6-7 times. One of the girls' name I always call is a Latina. That's like the little baddest Latina I had. She was a Dominican. Ain't no back page. Y'all can hate on me all y'all want to. But I'm like 30-some years old. Like, I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, tenderoni. Yes, indeed. Look, so, and I ain't trying to brag. I'm just being real. So, you try to ask me, like, so, what kind of girl will I look for? Like, I didn't explore, like, you gotta understand that, like, I'm 45, bro. You feel me? Like, I'm still in my prime and stuff like that, but I'm not. I ain't got a child mind. And then I like if I'm career minded and business minded, I need a female. And look, some of y'all, some of y'all gonna take this the wrong way, but I don't care. Cause I'm saying, even if you think what you think, when she pull up, I'ma have 40 racks. So I pay my own way. But I'm saying, like, I need a female too, though, that's like that if I'm trying to go somewhere in my life, sometimes when some men meet certain girls, they elevate them to that level. Does that make sense? God said that. God said a woman's supposed to be a helpmeet, even if it's just advice. But with me, I need a female with some motion. Cause I'm so far behind, like I'm trying to buy something. Like, well, I might not be behind. A lot of people don't start buying to their 40s. So I'm buying that in my 40s, you know what I'm saying? Like, I retroactive, my homeboys was buying in their 30s. So in my mind, I'm trying to, like, another thing, I really kind of want a female who, like, own, like, really, like, if I had a choice, like at least one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to be, like, pickier. Now, you got to think I'm 45, so it's like a certain person that, like, when she start talking and I start seeing, like, in this position, the kind of girl that I think that I'm really worth, do I think I could get her? Probably not. That's why I ain't looking. Like, when I get in position, but I still got so much stuff that I'm trying to do that I know I don't need to take no female to do. If I want to go to the Philippines, I don't need to take no female to go to a place where it's millions of females that I would be more attracted to than I would be that same million of females in America. I could guarantee you that. You feel me? That's what I'm saying. I don't need to take no female to me if I'm with a, like, I don't think, like, so I'm just, like, really just chilling, man. And, like, I just, like, if I meet people, I'll meet them. If I don't, I don't. Like, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I feel like if I meet somebody, it's probably a reason or a purpose. So I'm gonna think of a positive or a constructive purpose if I can, not just a purpose that'll benefit me in any kind of way. Not just sexually. I could meet some dudes. I met 2 dudes, and like the purpose after I met them, it benefited me greatly. Not maybe like, yeah, on the relationship with them had great benefits for me personally on a day-to-day basis, and I needed these 2 dudes in a situation and they came through for me in New York when I didn't have nobody else to come through for me, excuse me. They came through for me and they helped bail me out. So they said, me knowing them, it benefited me greatly. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying I'm trying to look at for when I know them for something in the relationship that don't just benefit me. You feel that? I just gave it to you because you say, okay, if I say that about a girl, if I'm talking to a girl, it's something that ain't just benefit me. You go, oh, you lying. Oh, you lying. Because see, he thinking like he do. You see what I'm saying? Because he can't control himself as a hornball. He'll be trying to hit every girl that breathe like I used to be. So he like, oh, you lying. Oh, you lying. He trying to talk like he going to meet on the hard love. But that's what I'm saying with the dudes, even the 2 dudes that I met that came and bailed me out, I didn't even know them. They stood there and like the reason they able to stand there in the gap with me moving forward because you see what I'm saying, they bailed me out and I didn't just take off and run. I stood there and kicked it with them. I was chill. I was cool with them and stuff, and I did that being cool with them, bro, and everything like that because I'm trying to like have. Look, bro, I had a reputation when I was younger. Like, I used to catch out on people and stuff sometimes. Not sometimes. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was street kind of dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? A multitude. God said fervent charity. You see what I'm saying? Charity, it covers a multitude of sins. Fervent charity. Like, you know that good. Not saying that God, like, I know the blood of Jesus Christ is what covered all of my sins and what gave me forgiveness, but that's not what it's about. Like, that's part of getting forgiveness or repentance. God said in various scriptures across the Bible to give back. So what you owe, you know what I'm saying? Like to pay back what you did wrong, to get it back, to go to your brother and make it right. Like, so man, like, I don't know, man. It's just what I believe and how I think. It's just what I think and how I feel, man. And that's what it is mainly to me, man. Like, you know, according to my understanding of scriptures, and I just live accordingly. Like I said, I ain't perfect, man. I make mistakes like any other man, but I'm capable of doing anything like any other man. And I have made mistakes since I became a Christian. But I'm not gonna wake up in my mind. For me, like that'll be just like me. Like I just become like. First of all, you gotta understand I got addictive personality. If I start eating Subway cookies, I would be eating them all, bro. I'm talking about I start eating Olive Garden, I start eating McDonald's. You feel me? I'm gonna be eating McDonald's. Like I got an addictive personality. You gotta understand that. So it's like that's why, like even gambling, I don't gamble. They ask me why I don't play like sports like on my phone because I know how I am. So that's the same thing in that situation. I know if I got in a situation like that with a girl, like you got to get out of there. Just like the gambling, you got to get out. You get in, you. So I don't. The time, man, the effort, the energy, man. Like I'm focused. I got stuff going on, man. Like you know what I'm saying? You feel me? You feel me? God is always good, 10,000%, man. Always. Gerald said I feel the same way, man. I just try to be reasonable and logical about everything. I mean, it is what it is, and I ain't hating on anything about nothing. Like, I'm a cool dude. I'll be cool. I'll discuss. I'll talk to anybody. And then, like, I just try to, you know what I'm saying? Like, just whatever beneficial or positivity I could add to the situation. I'm saying dudes come get me when nobody else would out of a tight spot. I almost feel like it really ain't nothing I could do. Like I gave him money. If I gave him 1,000 a piece, so I would think $1,000 to come get me out of a tight spot a piece, 2,000 I had to pay. I would think that was more than a fair amount of money for them doing that. Yeah, but I didn't give them 1,000 apiece. I took them to Applebee's and threw them like a couple of dollars. So I'm saying I almost feel like I don't have the money or nor can I afford to pay them back what I feel like they deserve for coming to help me out. But I don't continue to talk to them to try to pay them back, nor am I evil to continue to talk to them to try to get what I could get out of them. I'm going to continue to talk to them to try to add something positive or to bring it to something more or to greater than what it's just hard for me to explain. You know what I'm saying? Getting the most out of that relationship that was supposed to be, not for my personal pleasure and my personal gains. So like with like if you ask me about like a female or something, like I mean, it's really the same thing. Like, it's about the value. At my age, really, it's about the value because I got I'm trying to get to, say I'm trying to get to Cali, figuratively. It might be literally too, but figuratively, say I'm trying to get to Cali. You feel that? So I'm saying, like, I'm in New York. You feel me? I gotta go to Illinois. Then I gotta hit Missouri. Then I'll be in Colorado. You know, I'm gonna get lost in Colorado. I'll probably set up a little stake in Colorado, but that's striking distance to Cali. So if I could spend this winter in California, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? So I'm saying, like, while I'm here and I'm chilling, but like in my mind, it's like, or if I was trying to get back home or wherever I'm trying to get, you see what I'm saying? It's like I'm working towards that goal or I'm trying to do that. That's what I'm trying to do. So I'm saying I'm focused on that. While I'm focused on getting to Cali, I'm saying if I go in the, what's that, shopping star? Some dudes, they come to my city, they used to go to Walmart look for girl. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I went to Walmart at Austin and I bumped into a girl that was pretty, but I ain't never in my mind said I'm gonna go to Walmart and talk to a girl that work at Walmart. Nothing wrong with working at Walmart, don't matter where she work at or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, for us to be together, we gotta be able to coexist. That means you definitely gotta have your own, be able to take care of yourself, your own money. At this point, definitely. I salute the men before me that raised me, that took care of their women and everything. And I pray to God that, but to be real with you, me getting $40,000 ain't me being able to take care of no woman. So that's what I'm saying with me different. It can't just be me saying like, she gotta be at like a motion. You feel me? Real time, I'm 45, bro. Like, you gotta think about it. That means she gotta be able to hold some movements that she doing on her own, taking care of her own, everything. Real talk. I'm saying for me to conversate, like be conversate. I don't be just conversate. I don't do random like, man, I'm gonna catch my cut, man. I mean, I guess I'm weird. I'll just be chilling, man. Like, why I gotta, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, you ever see people like sitting around people and they just talking and they just like, bro, if you was the smartest person in the room, what kind of conversation could you have with an average normal person that you don't know? You know how awkward Elon would feel? If he wasn't Elon and he wasn't famous, he was just a regular dude. But he's smarter than all the people. You know how those smart people are. You don't feel like, dude, like you gotta continually dumb yourself down to talk to people. I mean, just in the car, I see enough idiots. You know what I'm saying? Scared, especially with my disability. I've been adopted, whatever. But it didn't like with the girl. Like I talk to any like man, I'm a cool dude. You know what I'm saying? Like just give respect. Just like I be like, I'm like that's who I would talk to. Like you know what I'm saying? Who wouldn't like that? You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Even the little ugly, funny looking, like sometimes, like you feel like, you know what I'm saying? And the pretty ones, definitely. Like I'm good, I'm ghost. That's who I am. I'm gonna be friendly and talk to the girl. You know? But I'm saying he said in the chat what got me rant for 15 minutes trying to get to that 3 hours so we could set it down. On the same topic. You know what I'm saying? Like what got me rant though is he said wife. That's a different conversation. And you have me 20s, it's a bunch of like 90% of the girls that I was promiscuous with, I would not marry. I knew it before I was with them. Some of them I didn't know, but most of them I did know. I knew what that was. I wasn't trying to be finished with them. Like, I ain't that kind of dude. If I'm going to give you that time once, I probably will twice or 3 times or 4 times. Because we going to be cool. You got to be cool or I ain't going to chill with you. Because I can't have you saying nothing about me that I don't want to say it. You got to be cool. Not that I don't want to say it, that's true. I don't want you lying and making up stuff on me, man. You know what I'm saying? So I got to know you and your mood or whatever. And then you got to have emotion. And see, it's a lot going on. So I could, like 90% of that, 80% of that, I could peep that off rip. If a girl pull up on me in the park, I see she my age, she driving and stuff, like, I don't know, like she 42, I don't know nothing about it. So, like, but once I see that she ain't got no motion, then it's a wrap. Even, like, I'm not judging her. I still be your friend, but when you tell me you do certain, it's a wrap. Like, I was in Texas and I seen no girl didn't have no motion at all, the kind of situation she was in. But, like, I'm still, like, you know, I mean, I'm finna get, I just got 15 racks. I'm finna get 20 racks in a couple of months. Like, I'm not in no situation to be spending no money on no girl. That's what I'm thinking. But, like, I'm gonna still be a friend and stuff. But that's just how my cutout game just so strong. Because it's like, if they don't be that person that they supposed to be, I could recognize it early. And I know you staying there, the longer you stay there, the worse the situation. You see what I'm saying? You trying to make something work that ain't meant to work. That's how I could tell y'all that's where that wisdom I got that from in part. You can't fix something that wasn't meant to be fixed. We applying this to Iran or some situation, but I might be talking about a situation I had with a girl in my past. You don't know. But God taught me something in that situation. And I learned that from this one girl. Because I tried with her 10,000. I mean, she loved my dirty job. And I love 5 times hers. Real talk, though. I brought her on stage one time. I was doing a rap show at a city center. It was jumping, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude who my op now, he told me I was an icon in the city. I brought the girl on stage. She a cheerleader at the neighboring high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like, you know, trying to hook up with her. I didn't hooked up with her cousin. Hooked up. I don't never tell you about the girl. They only talk about the star. And the star be hard sometimes for me. Bro, she like a 10. This ain't no back page girl. She a cheerleading captain at the neighboring high school, St. Martin. It's true story. I think I'm a rapper, so I done brought the girl up on stage, bro. I'm in love with the girl. You feel what I'm saying? Like, but she taught me something though. Like, I got in trouble and I came back, and like when the server dudes, he had started dating her. And like, bro, I was like heartbroken, crushed. If you want to see that was broke, bro, I would try to talk to her like all my homies, like all my friends, my little homegirls. We try to get at her, bro. I was looking at some thoughts, like just trying to get that feeling off me, that rejection off me. But once you cross that bridge, you gotta control your emotions. Once you done cross that bridge with a girl, once I cross that bridge with you, I'ma chunk. You ain't gonna catch me. I'ma catch you. I'ma chunk the deuces on you, and I'ma ride. These lessons I already learned. I apply them everywhere in life. That's how I could tell you it's wisdom. It's certain situation. When I see a certain, it's how the hand playing. And you can't apply it all the way across the same way in every situation. And there's so much stuff that I still don't know and I still gotta learn. I'm humble. That's how you stay intelligent. That's how God give you more wisdom by recognizing that you don't have all the wisdom and you need to learn more. That's not me just saying I'm humble. That's being truthful. I learn all the time as I go. I save space for me not knowing something and to be able to learn it. When I'm making my strategy. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like that's why I learned from them. A lot of stuff what I learned is from females. I had this little one girl. This was like 2018. Them little youngsters, sometimes they teach you stuff that I ain't looking at it. Like I was trying to holler at girls and I was striking out. She was one of them. But she was attached though. That I was her homie. It wasn't nothing like that, but she was attached. I don't care what she say, bro. She was with me every day. I wasn't buying her nothing, bro. That's on everything. You know, the people, they gonna hate and say whatever was said in the past. I'm telling you, this what it was. You could believe me or you could believe, it don't matter. But look, so she like, you know what I'm saying? Man. Like, so she like my little homie or whatever like that. And so she said, Greg, you need to change your approach. And when she said change your approach, she don't know those words right there. I told my mama that. I never told her this, I don't think she ever know this. But she said that changed me eternally with females. That I'm promiscuous or trying to holler, it changed me eternally. I changed everything. And I'm talking about like I did numbers that I didn't know was possible. And I was like 35, 36 years old. I'm talking about like, instead of getting 2 out of 10 pretty girls, I was just getting like 6 out of 10 regulars. He said some people say whatever you want to, wherever I was getting them from, I was getting them from. You say the website, yeah, I was doing that too. And not all of them came. Like you see people tell the story how they want to tell the story. I'm gonna tell it to you how it was. It sounds romantical to me. Like if I told you I've been to 20 states in the last 12 months and I grabbed 40, 50,000, like it sounds romantical, don't it? But facts are the facts. If the people who know, they know. I don't be lying about too much or nothing. It sounds romantic, but it's fact. And that's all I'm saying, man. Like it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Perception, what you do with your mind, what you think, and how you feel. And like I just been down those roads so many times, and I done seen them twists and I done seen them turns, man. So it's like I usually could catch it out the real. I ain't gonna never say nothing or never like it ain't no moves or no moves until it's a move. Until it's a move, you gonna see how I feel. But if it ain't no move, it ain't gonna never be no move. You feel me? If it ain't a move, it ain't no move. Man, I always remember, like, listen, I shouldn't say this out loud, but I finna come off anyway, bro. My daddy, it was a neighbor at my daddy house. A girl across the street, though, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, though. I was attracted to her. And I think she was like, if she wasn't 40, she was like in her 30s or something. Looked like she had some grays up there. She might have been in her 20s or something. But man, she that little thing was fine, boy. And I promise you, if that was the old me, I promise I don't care what I could care less. I'm talking about like just seeing and around like every single day, and like being a Christian and not having to control myself, not even never saying no words to it. You know what I'm saying? In those situations to where even like, you know what I'm saying? Well, I might have said something or something like, but it was crazy stuff, not trying to holler. You know what I'm saying? In a situation like that, bro, I'm saying like, I done grown and I done came a long way, man, from the person that I used to be, bro. I promise you, I'm just nothing. My mentality. It's just my mentality, and my mentality changed across the board with everything. Not just like one way or this way. It changed with everything. I know and I understand certain things. It's rules to certain stuff. And I'm gonna try my best. The rules. I know the rules. Like it's rules to certain stuff. Like not just go by like just do the rules. You know what I'm saying? I used to be kind of grimy, like when not kind of grimy. You ain't finna hit 95 girls and that amount of time unless you just some of them girls got boyfriends, probably more than you think or even you know or tell you. You just gonna do whatever. See what I'm saying? You get rules and it just things change, bro. You know what I'm saying? But to have the opportunity to show myself really that how much I done grown, you know what I'm saying? Because I know that, like I just mentioned that because that's a pressure situation for me. That was. You know what I'm saying? Especially you teasing me too. And I just really think that you that though. That like I'm just thinking about how much business that I could give you that I would, you know what I'm saying? And then to control, like, yeah, for sure, man. I done came and grew a long ways, man. I just stay on I stay on the business that pay me, man. You feel me? The business that pay me. If it ain't no business that's paying me, then man, it ain't my business. I'ma just move through it. You know, I'm in New York, man. Like we say, I ain't even here for a good time. I say I'm not here for a long time. Man, I'm finna get to Boston and Rhode Island this summer. I'm gonna be in the mountains in Vermont. I'm gonna find some lakes in Vermont. Real talk. Or those girls, they out of school at Cornell in the summertime. I might bump the Finger Lakes to get them waterfalls. You know what I'm saying? But I did that at We the People 10, so I'll probably be in Vermont and New Hampshire though. Real talk. Yeah, boy. Big dog gotta eat. Shout out Tommy G, boy. Hey, you feel me? Y'all, if y'all had liked the video, that's 3 hours on a Sunday, man. You know what I'm saying? This day, like, man, it's supposed to be the day that I don't even stream, you know what I'm saying? But I came on here, you know what I'm saying, do some members content. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you guys who stopped by, man. Y'all shared the content. You know, some people, my family, you know what I'm saying? Some of my people down in the central time zone, I figured, like, right before they come to church, man, I come on here and kick it. I like, you know what I'm saying, sometimes come talk and share my thoughts, man, get stuff off. You know what I'm saying? Because I do spend a lot of time by myself, so it's good to come, you know what I'm saying, and talk and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I spend time, like, I get enough contact with humans, like, in real and regular life. I feel like that I need to, but you know what I'm saying, like, it'd be good to, like, just come and voice, like, you know what I'm saying, like, just to say out loud, you know what I'm saying, to talk sometimes, so you ain't just sitting in your thoughts all the time. You know, because I feel like if I'm just sitting in my thoughts all the time, I've probably been and sued like 15 more people, different businesses and municipalities and principalities. Let me stop. Y'all, that's my time. Christ is King. It's Sunday. A lot of you guys go to church. For the ones of you guys who aren't going to church, Jesus suffered, he bled, and he died on the cross for your sins. Forget a secular religion, forget a building, forget a preacher, forget the politics. Jesus suffered, he bled, and he died on the cross for my sins and for your sin, for every sin that I committed and every sin that I will commit. If he died for everybody's sins, why can't everybody go to heaven? Everybody can go to heaven, but they choose not to by rejecting the precious blood of the Lord Jesus Christ. He didn't die for nothing. It's a choice. You choose Christ and you choose life, or you choose death and you choose hell and you choose darkness, and you choose the devil. You say, oh, well, God's like that. You gonna, hey, in Revelations, the Bible say outside the gates. Because I'm saying I'm going to die and go to New Jerusalem. I'm going to live in a land where the light of the world is going to be the light himself, Jesus. Imagine living in a world where, you know what I'm saying, your enemy then backdoored you, hating on you, betrayed you. And he king, and he stand up, and he taught us, this is the new commandment I give unto thee, that you love one another. Imagine living in a world where Christ is king compared to this world. You see what I'm saying? I'm saying, like, imagine Adam being in the Garden of Eden without Eve eating the fruit. Who not? That's an endless paradise. I ain't talking about like how the Muslims say it, but it's like an endless paradise possibilities that was available for us before sin, before we sin. I'm saying Jesus offers forgiveness for all of your sins. Every sin that you ever committed, every sin that you will commit, if you ask him for forgiveness and you accept his sacrifice as payment for your sins. If you say you got to do more than that, you probably need to get saved, because the thief on the cross, what did Jesus tell the thief on the cross when he exercised faith? He told him, today thou shalt be with me in paradise. That go, Jesus ain't no, God ain't no respecter of person. That's go for everybody. If you believe and you accept and you repent of your sins. That means you turn from your sins. Bro, like, don't let nobody try to sell you some. You see what I'm saying? Don't let nobody try to sell you something, bro. That's not real. Because I guarantee you, almost every sin that people committed whenever they was lost, they probably would do it in some kind of, I promise you. You lied when you was lost, and when they get saved, that God said we got an advocate with the Father, Jesus Christ the righteous. We all sin in some different kind of way, even the Christians, the real Orthodox Christians, yeah. The priest sin in some kind of way. The Pope sin in some kind. Every human being. This flesh, God said, what he say, come from the womb full of what? Jesus will meet you where you are, man. He want to. He waiting for you with open arms, man. Forget what the preacher say. The preacher, he got to get saved too. The preacher going to be in the same line you going to be in, standing before the same God you standing before. This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. I love y'all, man. Tomorrow at 7:15 a.m. Eastern time, man, I'm thinking that I'm probably going to leave this live stream up probably till, since we didn't get no channel memberships, I'm going to leave it up, y'all, probably for 24 hours, and then I'll make it a member stream. You know what I'm saying? So people could tap in and see it. You know what I'm saying? Even my ops who be looking for a train wreck, they going to have to wait on that because ain't no train wreck coming through. The only train coming through is that a Miller Rate legal choo-choo on yo. Nah. Hey, bro, I be so like, old man, bro, but I still be acting like I be rapping. Like, bro, I'm old, man, though. Like, so, you know what I'm saying? To me, it's like, I just be having fun, man. I just be joking and playing. Like, if I was chilling with my homeboys, like, I just start freestyling. If I was talking about them, I'm a fun dude, bro. I just start freestyling against them. You feel what I'm saying? I just start janking on them. Like, I just being goofy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, who you were in your past, some of that is going to be affected. Like, you know what I'm saying? I understand, like, I did make mistakes in my past and I did do things in my past, but I don't live in my past, bro. I live right now. Today in my future, bro, I live in Jesus. I don't care what nobody think about me. Everybody got a past. You got a past too. Some people's stuff was in their past is more exposed than others, but everybody on somebody Epstein list. Believe it. It might not be no Epstein list for pedophiles. It might be an Epstein list for some murders that you done no one know about. It might be an Epstein list for you cheating on your wife and nobody don't know about. It might be an Epstein list for you, but everybody got some kind of list. For there is none righteous, no, not one. I love y'all guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow, 7:15 a.m. Eastern time. But listen, there is one that was righteous, a lamb that was slain. His name is Jesus, man. Christ is King, man. I'll see y'all in the morning.